All right, apparently we're live. Let me make sure that I have this on live chat and pause this. Going all the way down. We have Dimetrodon32. What is up, my DIIIINO? Felt like streaming today. I guess Eric or Dynaman got me in the mood for it. And also, if Eric comes back from wherever he is, he can join in the stream with us. So I'm going to have my headset on today. But yeah, so hopefully we'll get Eric. We have Dynaman59, or Dynamite. I keep saying Dynaman. Hadrasaur838, Gaming Vlogging with Anthony, and Lucas Barletta. Hello, everybody. That's a lot of people jumping in right away. That's awesome. So how are you all doing on this fine, fine morning? Oh, it's probably cooled a little bit too much when I was taking care of the dogs. But they're still good. Still good. Gaming Vlogging with Anthony said he's good. So, anybody going to be getting the new Safari Allosaurus? It's finally in stock now. Some of you guys know I'm partnering up with Safari, and they're going to send me out a free Allosaurus to review for the hashtag #Safari campaign, which I'm super psyched about. No, I'm too good for you. Okay, so Eric is not going to be joining in. Woke up at 10 this morning. That's fun. I woke up at like 11:30 this morning and watched the Dynaman stream. Oh, the Minyawa Tuka? Yeah, that thing. Eat. Oh, wait, Eric's in the stream. I just can't hear him. I can't hear you. Oh, there you are. Hey, Ro.
I'm not joining in, just so you know.
Huh?
I'm not going to be joining in. That's why I'm here now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm sorry. Dynaman's just a little busy today, so we're not going to be able to get him, but, you know.
No.
RLTD ship worldwide. I think it might ship to the UK
I think they know.
and a couple other places, but I'm not sure. You'd have to look on their website.
Hold on a second.
I'm not sure.
Trying to see if I can view the chat.
I know
and
that
Aiden at the same time.
Oh, what I do is I have the Google Hangouts window small, and I shrink it to the size of the actual stream video, and just lay it over it, and then off to the side I have the chat going there.
Oh, that's a good idea. I can shrink it. I forget I can shrink things. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Also, everything Dinosaur sells a bunch of Safari stuff too. I don't know if they have the Allo yet, but you can try to look there if you live in the UK. If you didn't see, I brought the Allo Steg and Terra. Oh, you bought them. I'm not brought them. So I'm dying to get the package. Hell yeah, dude. That sounds fun. I'm really excited to get my hands on the Allo. I want to try to get a hold of the Presto and the Stego as well, but...
Well, I'm almost set up, guys. Don't worry.
When I first heard of Vegetasaurus on Discord, I thought that people just can reconstruct a Margosaurus differently. Yeah, that was a weird dinosaur.
That was a weird dinosaur. It is a weird dinosaur.
Well, it's not quite as weird anymore because I got kind of used to it. But also, when I found out just how little we actually have of it, I was
I mean,
oh, they're just
like,
kind of...
we literally only have one vertebrae that has the weird thing going on.
Yeah. But when I did see the pictures of it first, that's the first time I've ever seen a dinosaur where I literally had my first reaction be, I don't like it. It looked weird.
I know.
I eventually grew on me.
I was just like, this is a thing that exists? Like, what? Oh, weird.
I'm not eating couscous. I'm eating oats. It's breakfast.
Yeah, boy.
I got
This
the
is the
two
most
Safari
complex
No
thing I've ever made. It's got chicken and cheese and bread.
That's a meal right there.
Well, I can cook well.
I got the 2 Safari Nasutoceratops. They're awesome. What do you mean 2 Safari Nasutoceratops? You got 2 of the Safari Nasutoceratops, or you got the 2 different paint variants of the Nasutoceratops? Or is there another Nasutoceratops I'm not aware of?
I'm not aware of any other Safari Nasutoceratops.
A Safari should make a less popular dinosaur. It's pronounced.
Wait.
I don't know.
No, there's no way they could have made another Nasutoceratops because it was only discovered in like 2012 or something like that.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
was discovered in the early 2000s.
I don't know. I know it's a more recent thing. I know it hasn't been around for like a century. I know that.
Well, David's reviewed some of the newest Safari stuff.
He has.
So
is Killer Shrew Fan.
Well, yeah, I haven't picked out Killer Shrew Fan in a couple days. Not a couple days, a couple weeks. I mean.
I know he reviewed the Chimera. I think he reviewed the Citipati. And he
Chimerasaurus is so cool. I love the Chimerasaurus so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some objective flaws. I think the paint work is kind of lazy is the best way to describe it. Like they didn't paint the flaws at all. The dry brushing is just poor. It's just kind of lazy overall. But the biggest disappointment was the fact that one of the eyes was like pointing backwards, and the mouth on that one side, like you can see that the mouth is actually sculpted out for a bit, but they don't paint in the whole mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird. But overall, it's really great. I just love the expressiveness.
Well, sculpt-wise, it's amazing, but paint job.
Well, even sculpt. Like honestly, I think that the best part about it is the personality, the scientific accuracy, and the pose. The sculpt itself, like or at least detail-wise, it's not good. It's not that great. I think it looks okay in some areas, but it's not as good as their other sauropods. It's a significant step down. And the paint is as well, but I think that the pose and the accuracy and the personality of it really make up for it. That's why I like it.
Yeah. One of those figures that's objectively not necessarily good, but subjectively.
I would say it's objectively good. It's just not objectively great. Like it's not objectively like one of their best pieces. But yeah, subjectively, it has a lot of personality to it, and I think that's what I really like about it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh yeah. Let's talk about the Eofauna Giga.
Oh yeah, he's down there. I'll grab him later because I'm eating.
And I know I don't know if Bermudasaurus is here. Actually, I don't know if it was him. Wait, who is Chicken Nugger on Discord? Is that Bermuda?
I don't know.
Chicken Nugger. Yeah, that is Bermudasaurus. Yeah, so Bermudasaurus was trying to help me out by sending me a thing that they were saying like that you can use hot water and hair dryers to
warp them to. Yeah.
I tried both already. They didn't work. Like I first off, I warmed them up big time, and I couldn't even like feel it bending. I kept trying to bend it, and the very it's like the bending like where you could kind of feel it moving, but you actually couldn't see it moving. And like even when I did that, it never actually seemed to make any progress. So I just kind of gave up. But
I didn't talk about that in the review.
So you disagree with me on the paint, my thing on the paint, you said.
Yeah. Hold on, let me grab it. Oh gosh, I dropped him. Is he okay? He's okay.
He'll live.
He'll live. Anyways, so I do disagree with you on the paint. I will say, the head paint, I like the patterning, as you said. I just don't think it's been very well applied. Well, as far as right there on the head.
The other stuff is more well faded, but like my main criticism is that they just don't know what they want to do with it. Like They have stripes on its face, and they have these two horizontal lines, then separated by a vertical line, bunch of polka dots, and then stripes.
Yeah, you see, I actually don't mind that at all.
I don't know. I think it looks kind of weird.
I think it looks fine, personally.
And like I said, I still gave it a 4 out of 5 because I thought it was, overall, it does a good job at making it look naturalistic. I just think it has some objective flaws with like kind of the way that the paint was applied. It's kind of sloppy, especially with the dry brushing on its bottom there.
Plus, you got to be careful with this guy because he scratches easily.
I wouldn't say he scratches too easily. I just think
well,
that he
not
falls
too easily, but he does. Like mine has a couple scratches on it.
Yeah, I just think that he's mostly prone to just falling over, and that's why it.
But he's mine is definitely like. You got to be careful with him.
I'm like actually hurting my fingers trying to bend the leg a little bit. Maybe I should try to heat up his, like, instead of his foot, maybe I should try to heat up this smaller point of plastic here along there, and maybe try to.
Why don't you just boil some water, stick his feet in it, and then see if that works.
I'm afraid to do boiling water because then his paint might just curl off.
For my Safari DIIINO, I boiled a pot of water, put his feet in it for like 5 seconds, and took it out. This plastic was so soft.
Okay, then. Maybe it'll work.
It didn't work. It went back, but you know.
Oh, okay. So great recommendation there. How to train your dinosaur. Hell yeah. I'm getting some packages from Amazon and D. Jenkins and Buzz. I'm confused. Oh, and there's going to be 15 figures. Holy crap. That's a lot of figures. Nice, my dude. Kikizilla versus a giant termite. That'd be an interesting fight to be like kind of like Godzilla versus Megalon all over again. I've ordered from either D. Jenkins or Everything. I've never ordered from either D. Jenkins or Everything Dinosaur. If you're gonna get collector stuff, I'd recommend going to Everything Dinosaur. They're just cheaper overall. But if you're gonna get basically anything else, or collector or Eofauna, then go to Everything Dinosaur or Beast of the Mesozoic. But anything besides those three, I would go to D. Jenkins. At least if you're in the U.S. Waiting for my new Collecta 2019 figs to arrive from Minizoo. Ooh, that's hotness, my dude. I'm going to wait for the Baryonyx to come out. Then I'm going to order the Barry, the Carno.
I think the Carno look really good. I saw a side image of it. It's actually got a skinny head.
Yeah. Like, that's what I was saying in my reaction video to it, where I was like, you know, it looks kind of chubby from this angle, but I'm thinking it's just the angle.
It was just the angle,
yeah. It was just the angle.
Because I saw in their Everything Dinosaurs image of the Adaphosaurus. It was in the background. And you can see it's got a skinny head.
Oh, there's also images of it on eBay. You should look it up on eBay. They have people already own it, and they're taking pictures of it. It doesn't look like it has an articulated jaw, which is surprising.
That is interesting.
But, either way, that's what I was hoping for from Safari's Carnotaurus. Now you can see why I was so disappointed.
It's pretty big, though, right?
Oh, it's big like the Safari one, yeah. But my main issue with the Safari
one is so big.
I don't know.
I want a Carnotaurus that's like the Papo Carnotaurus in size. You know, that's a fairly
I always thought the Papo one was big, but I was talking to Gibson on Facebook the other day, and he was sending me the Carnotaurus on eBay, which I already saw, and I was like, yeah, I wish he was like saying something about the size too, and I'm like, I wish that there would be some like 140 scale Carnotauruses that would be easier for us to film with in our shows. And he's like, and I listed off all the ones that are big, and he's like, wait, the Papo one isn't that big, and I'm like, wait, it isn't? And he's like, no, and he showed me the thing, and I was like, holy crap, that's actually,
I mean, boy,
like, great.
Here's the Eofauna one, you know. I mean,
yeah, that's actually not bad. It's
not a big figure.
Too big, but
it's like, do you have the cryo?
No.
Oh, okay. What?
Dilo.
I don't have the Dilo. I don't think we have any Papo figures. Let me see. I have 3 Papo figures. I have the cryo, and then I have the Apatosaurus. Trying to think of a good size comparison.
The Utyrannus.
DIIINO maybe. Yeah, I'd say he's probably, but his size is pretty similarly to DIIINO. He's about the same size,
That's
maybe a
what
little longer.
No, but the shocking thing is that Papo actually made a more accurate Carnotaurus than Safari did.
That's all right. It's funny. It's funny the way that Papo does stuff.
And that's not like a joke or anything. That's like legitimately, it actually is more accurate than the Safari one. Like the Safari one, I think the sculpt overall like feels a little bit more natural because it has a little bit more fleshy bits to it. But
Yeah.
The paint job, like the color scheme, and the overall proportions really set that one back from overall looking better, like the Papa one, in my opinion. How long did it take to ship from Everything Dinosaur to you? 7 days. Took a whole week. Well,
cool.
actually, technically, I ordered it 7 days before it came, so it would have shipped the next day. So it would have been like 6 days of actual shipping, if that makes it better. Or actually, did it ship the same day? It might have shipped the same day, which I'm not sure, actually. Either way, it's around 6 to 7 days for me.
Cookiesaurus.
Eofauna should make a smaller Carno. Yeah, they actually have a Carno design already ready, and I think that would be really cool.
Are they making a Carno? What? I don't know of any of their future plans. What are they?
Well, no, they like have a design ready inside this like book. I think it. I forget. I think it was VRB. If he's in here, VRB. Were you the one that showed me the book on Dino Nation? But anyways, he has a book. It's in all Spanish, unfortunately. But it's a book of a bunch of designs.
I know what you're talking about because Eofauna is a Spanish company, and
yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they made a book. I know about what you're talking about. Yeah.
What is Eofauna making? Oh, we don't know, but we know that they have like official designs for like Carnotaurus, Tyrannosaurus, and a couple other dinosaurs because
so, like,
their Giganotosaurus in the book was the same as the design that was on their card and for the figure.
I see. Well, then that'd be kind of cool if it's like the same thing inside the book. So like if someone, if like a kid or something like that has the book, it's like, you know.
Yeah, the Carno looks really cool. It almost looks similar to the Carnegie one. It has like a fiery red head. I think it's like maybe it was more yellowy, but it was like it's pretty cool.
I'm looking this up. Eofauna book.
Yeah, does it show up? Eofauna Carnotaurus. Oh yeah, Rebor. That's exactly what I was looking for.
Rebor.
I'm not finding any pictures of it. BRB, if you're the one that showed it off, could you show the pictures of the Carno to Eric and Dino Nation?
Rebor is the best.
Could you tag Eric and Dino Nation and send him the pictures of the Carno and stuff? Because I want him to see that one. Thank you. That'd be cool. They're making an English version. Oh, that'd be cool. I'd love to check that out.
I'd love to check out the English one because I could read that.
Kikizilla101, I got 2 of the same Nasutoceratops from Safari. Oh, gotcha. That was a little bit of a late response, unless you were just repeating something that I didn't read earlier. In that case, I'm sorry. What about the Mapusaurus?
Mapusaurus was a thing that existed.
Here's the dinos from Eofauna. Oh, there. There you go, Eric.
Wait, what? Hold on. What? Clicking.
They have an Allosaurus design and a Stratosaurus. They have a Gigantoraptor. That's freaking cool. I don't see a Eutyrannus design, which kind of sucks.
Oh, is that the Carno?
Yeah, the Carno right there in the middle. Look at their Rex design. I don't mind their Rex or their Dinochirus.
Yeah, those are pretty neat.
This might have been made a while back, though, because if you look at the Giga, it actually does look a little different. But
Yeah, well, I know their book's fairly recent. I think it just came out like a couple months ago.
Well, I mean, like the art at least. It
The
might be a little
art,
dated.
at least, might be a bit older. Yeah.
Or they did some creative liberties with when they actually made the figure. Either way, generally, if they made that Carnotaurus design, they have my money.
I mean, I love the yellow going on.
Yeah, that
That's
looks
a really
pretty
cool
great.
Carnotaurus design. Looks very nice and skinny. It looks very accurate. Yeah, it looks very nice.
Why does that look almost like a Utyrannus? Does that big yellow thing with the stripes almost look like a Utyrannus to you?
Yeah.
It's really big though. It's obviously not a Utyrannus. I don't know what it is though. The head almost looks like one, and the fingers are also kind of getting me to think it almost looks like one because it has similar fingers to Utyrannus. The Dilophosaurus looks
That
pretty
can't
good
be one
too.
because it's too big.
Yeet.
Well, I mean, the Dilophosaurus, I guess, in here is also quite large as well.
Yeah, that Dilophosaurus is too big.
But maybe it is a Utyrannus, it's just not scaled right.
That's true. Maybe it is. I am actually really starting a dinosaur that's really growing on my favorites list. That if I were to go back and change around my favorite herbivorous dinosaurs, actually, no, I'll just make a top 5 favorite omnivorous dinosaurs list, and I'll put Deinonychus on there because I'm really starting to love
Omnivorous dinosaurs.
Hell yeah! Technically,
What's next?
Fiskivorous.
Fiskivorous dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, because they're not carnivores.
There.
Fiskivorous dinosaurs are not meat eaters.
Yeah. Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
What else?
What was that on? Was that on David's? Was that on his review for the Schleichspinosaurus?
Oh yeah, he said it was a carnivore, and then someone in the comments below said actually it was a piscivore.
Yeah. And it's like, well, that's still a meat eater because fish are meat. And he's like, well, no, it's actually a piscivore because fish is not the same thing as meat eaters. Meat eaters eat land animals. And I'm like, no. Piscivore just is more specific on what kind of meat they eat. Same with insectivore.
So does that mean that a shark is not a carnivore? It is a piscivore instead?
I agree. Yep.
I mean, no, I think piscivory is a subsection of carnivory, you know?
And insectivore.
And insectivory is a subsection of carnivory. And all that kind of stuff, you know? It's just a more specific thing as to what kind of meat it is eating. You know?
There's idiotary. Idiotivory.
Yeah, eating the idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fortunately, lots of people these days don't practice that.
I know koala bears are actually switching over to idiovory, which they're starting to eat the reborn employees.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. It's good to see evolution.
It's really it's helping out with society, really.
Yeah, it takes up new niches and helps up with society. It's great. You gotta love evolution, my friends.
Have you seen my Allosaurus fragilis on Discord? No.
No. I'm Father Nature. Bet you are Father Nature.
Well, yeah, Spinosaurus probably did eat small dinosaurs because we know that Baryonyx, which is a relative of Spinosaurus, ate it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't realize that, like, if it's a carnivore, it doesn't necessarily only eat meat. It just mostly eats meat. Like, like lots of carnivores will eat plants and blah 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 blah. Occasionally, herbivores will eat animals. Occasionally.
What I'm about to say is a little bit wrong because it does kind of vary on species. Like polar bears are an exception, but people mostly think of bears as carnivores. But in fact, things like grizzly bears and black bears actually mostly eat herbivorous material. So they're actually primarily herbivorous, and they eat meat secondarily.
I think I heard. Oh no, I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere that grizzly bears are 80% of their diet is plants.
Mm-hmm.
You know, mostly planting. Polar bears are an exception. But like, you know, like a deer.
I think some Kodiak bears also have a higher percentage of meat content, and they're more aggressive and
I mean, it does vary, but
And polar bears basically just eat meat because they don't really have much plants up there.
Oh yeah, gotta love those Arctic plants
Mhm.
that grow on the ice. Um, yeah. Anyways, but like deer, for example, 99.9% of a deer's diet is probably plants, but that 0.1% is like
That
I don't know,
occasional unlucky bird egg.
it's an unlucky bird egg. Blah 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 blah. You know, lots of small things. Same thing with meat eaters. You know, I bet we've all seen our dogs eat grass before. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that they do. And the lines, there are not in nature. There are very rarely clear-cut lines.
Rex's diet was tree bark.
Who?
Long story short, 90% of Tyrannosaurus Rex's diet was tree bark.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
That's facts. That nothing but facts from us guys. Nothing but facts.
It's a joke because one time I asked Kiki the same joke.
It's a joke.
Before. Wait, what's the joke? What joke were you asking me, VRB? Is there a company run by 9-year-olds? Oh yeah, yeah, you already asked me that. Yeah, it's Reborn.
Reborn.
Hey, Dino Man, what do you think of my video I sent you on Instagram? My name was Amer Duane.
Oh yeah. So you're that person. Okay, got it. I mean, I thought it was good. I mean, you know, it's like 10 seconds long of a Triceratops going grass, eating, and walking away. You know, there's not too much to say. I don't know. The puppeting was nice. That's all I can really say.
Llamas
Sorry.
like lemurs. And Brachiosaurus ate 99% baby Allosaurus. That's facts.
Facts.
Now you're getting a hold of it.
Nothing but facts.
You
know all those
predators? Yeah. Definitely one of the strongest. I don't know if they are the strongest.
They are the largest land predators. I know that.
Except for some growler/golden bears.
Growler bears, yeah, but
grizzly bear.
Current growler bears are not a distinct species.
Well, yeah, but they're still an animal.
That is true. They do exist.
Yeah. So I mean that could count.
It's evolution trying to cope with, you know.
Does a crocodile eating something on land count? Or what about a beached whale?
A beached whale?
That would technically be the most powerful and large terrestrial carnivore.
There's just a newscaster.
It's not very terrestrial for very long, but
it's just like a newscaster's by this sperm whale. Like, guys, this sperm whale is unfortunately washed up on
terrestrial carnivore. It's a beached whale.
This guy's unfortunately washed up on the beach. It's really a shame. Blah blah blah. Sperm whale spins around, eats him.
There you go.
It's like, oh well.
Technically, when it's breathing, it is sucking in some insects, and then those might, end up in the digestive system. So it is eating while it's on land. So therefore, it is a terrestrial carnivore.
Because it's not like whales now solely breathe out of their nasals. No, like they totally breathe out of their mouth as well.
Well, maybe there's an extra tube that leads to the digestive system somewhere.
Maybe. I'm no whale anatomist.
Oh, I am. So
you are? Oh, do you have a PhD in whale anatomy?
I have a PhD in ichthyosaur anatomy.
Oh, that's good enough.
Yeah.
Clearly,
they have blubber too, so it's a very distinct relation.
Yeah, very, very close. Very similar animals.
Oh yeah.
Basically the same thing.
One time, this girl told me a baby wolf could beat a polar bear in less than a minute. That's an interesting woman or girl.
She has an interesting view of how animal fights work.
Yeah, very interesting. And Carcharodontosaurus 99% ate seaweed, and they are depressed.
Sure.
Well, then that would why wouldn't they have outlasted Spinosaurus? Longer. I mean, we don't know if they did, but why wouldn't they have outlasted Spinosaurus? Because all that salt water came up in there, and that's what primarily led to the extinction of Spinosaurus.
Maybe Carcharodontosaurus evolved in the Spinosaurus, or vice versa.
Ah, I mean, it's not a fact, so don't take me on that because a lot of people keep arguing with me whenever I talk about Spinosaurus. But a big trend that is commonly accepted currently with Spinosaurus is that when Spinosaurus started disappearing, guess what else was appearing? Salt water. All of their freshwater streams and stuff were being flushed in with salt water, which we know that they were freshwater predators because of their oxygen isotopes in their teeth.
Know,
or that I don't know if it's oxygen isotopes. I forget what it is.
Yeah. And when you have the
it might be something else in the teeth. It's tooth enamel, I think. Something to do with the tooth enamel.
Yeah. When you have a wading creature like that, because I think that there's plenty of evidence that it was a wader, not like a full-blown swimmer. It could probably swim, but probably
most dinosaurs probably swim.
But when you're a wading creature and you're that big, there aren't really many fish that I know of in the ocean that are that big that come that close to shore.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's not really the best thing. If you're in a river, that's, of course, a different story, which is probably why it was doing that. But, you know.
Yeah, and spending that much time around salt water, you can't drink any of the salt water. That would dehydrate you. So if you were going to eat salt water creatures, they would have to wash up on the shore.
Unless, of course, you're like a lot of tetrapods that go into the ocean where you have the means of disposing the salt through the tear ducts.
That's true. That's true.
Which I guess
able to do that.
I don't think that would be that hard to evolve because it's evolved many times. So I mean, you know.
True. And I don't think it'd be very obviously you wouldn't be able to easily find it within the fossil records that was the case. But still, if it was spending a lot of time around the salt water, then it would have showed up on the tooth enamel, I believe. I don't know if it's correct.
It definitely wasn't spending much time around salt water. And if it was, Spinosaurus could definitely hunt in the ocean, but like it probably wasn't because, like I said, there aren't fish big enough coming close to shore for an animal over the size of a school bus.
And I don't care how good Spinosaurus is at swimming; it's just gonna get killed if it goes out deep enough where the mosasaurs.
No, I mean, and I think, and Spinosaurus isn't. I don't necessarily think it was the best swimmer to begin with, you know? Like, I mean, you know, it wasn't, because like I keep saying, I think it was more of a heron type animal, you know? And herons aren't very good swimmers because they don't need to be, because they don't swim. They
Spinosaurus was an eel with a sail. Well, it didn't have legs, so
that is true. It had arms, though, just not legs.
Yeah, they were just vestigial... or they were complex fins.
Yeah. Maybe their legs evolved into their fins. Or the sail. Yep.
Yep. Lies. All lies. We know crocodiles ate Psittacosaurus with Grant on top. Erg. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but that is something I really find funny, though, is that for a lot of the these supporters of the, like, nearly fully aquatic Spinosaurus, it's ridiculous to think about for one, but also they're forgetting one key fact. We've known for like at least 1 to 2 decades that we've had the oxygen isotopes for Spinosaurus teeth, and they show that they were less aquatic, not by too much, but they were less aquatic than even crocodilians nowadays. And crocodilians spend half their time out of the water. Spinosaurus was not spending that much time in the water, like submerged and stuff. It just wasn't. There's no way.
Exactly. I mean,
it show up on the teeth, and that's what we have of Spinosaurus the most, is teeth.
I think that the idea that Spinosaurus was spending most of its time swimming or like in deep water is not very supported.
And they have a whole family lineage showing otherwise too, that they were like.
And like that one study that came out that was like, oh my gosh, Spinosaurus can't swim. Well, that doesn't mean it wasn't eating fish, because like I said, I don't think a heron could swim very well. And what is their like primary food source?
That study just said or contradicted the whole buoyancy thing, but you don't really need to be very buoyant to be able to swim. It just means that you can't just sit there without having to use your muscles. Because if you have good buoyancy, then you can just sit there without using any energy and you can float. But if you don't, then you just have to actually power yourself across the water.
Yeah, and like I was gonna say something. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Spinosaurus probably could swim, just maybe not very well, because most tetrapods today have the ability to swim. It's just a lot of them are not necessarily very good at swimming. Like if
I
you
think
put
that it would have been good at swimming, just not like in the way that people are thinking it would.
yes,
Not
that's
like a
the kind of thing I'm saying. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I think a lot of people don't think about on the swimming topic is sauropods, you know, have a lot of air inside of them. And so their overall density would not have been very great at all. So you throw a sauropod in the ocean, that thing's just going to bob right there. It's not going to sink at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to float really, really well and be able to swim then.
That's actually really interesting to think about, because when you see something that big, you'd assume it would just sink.
You would assume so, but I mean, like elephants, for example, are great swimmers. And sauropods, I see, being even more lightly built than an elephant. I see no reason why
they are lightly more lightly
swim.
built, but would it be enough to counteract all that muscle mass, though?
Yeah, I think so, because, like, for example,
the ratio is great enough.
I think the ratio is great enough because
then it also has
like that's why like the blue whale is the largest animal that we currently know of that has ever existed on the planet Earth, because its density is much greater than that of any sauropod because of the fact that it lives in the ocean. Sauropods are much less dense, and so I don't know the overall ratio, but I know that sauropods have a lot of air inside of them, and so I see no reason why they couldn't float very well. They not necessarily go from point A to point B very well, but at the very least float there very well.
Yeah. And there is one good argument that I can see people bringing up for Spinosaurus being more aquatic, and that's the fact that it has more dense bones than other, the dinosaurs and even other Spinosaurids. Well, other Spinosaurs did have pretty dense bones, but not quite as dense as Spinosaurus.
Mm-hmm.
But I would still like to counter-argue, because when you see things that like to spend more time in the water, they do tend to have heavier bones. But that also doesn't mean that it necessarily wanted to put itself under the water completely. Like the heavier bones, if you're wading in the water with high currents, these are big rivers, because they were big prey that was going after. So they probably had some pretty decent currents at times. And if you're sitting there with a high buoyancy like a dinosaur, then you're going to be like, when a big gust of water comes, you're going to be moving like this and swaying. If you have more weight, then you're more planted, even if you're just waiting there, because you're not going to move as much, and you can just sit there and
I mean, we're probably talking like, it
still wasn't as dense as
big rivers.
Aquatic creatures, though.
We're talking like big rivers, like probably like Nile, Congo, Mississippi type stuff.
These Spinosaurus were still like 50 feet long, so it was still
I mean, not even nowhere compared to Spinosaurus' size. But the point is, to get fish that big, you're going to need to have big rivers like that for them to live in, because they need space. Like our local river,
you don't get that big out of a pond.
Yeah, like our local river that I have near me is called the Still-Squamish River, and ultimately, there's no way that a 6-foot-long fish is going to live in that thing. I mean, it's definitely a river. It's by no means a creek.
A 6-foot-long fish could fit in it, but it couldn't live in it.
It couldn't. It could fit in it, certainly. It could certainly fit in it, but there's no way that thing's going to live in that river. There's not enough room for it.
Biggest issue is food.
Because, I mean, the areas that are deep enough to fit it in is probably going to be, like, at most 5 feet wide. And so, well, in some of the skinnier sections of the river, that is. And so, it's not going to be much food either.
Yeah, and so we're not necessarily saying it needs to be bigger for the size of the animal, because really you could actually find a 6-foot-long fish in a small river, but the key is to have enough food to support a size that of that measure. And usually within rivers that small, you don't get it. There's a general ratio which you need a larger river to sustain a larger ecosystem of food that can support a larger predator. But there have been certain cases in certain areas, probably like in more extreme areas like South America and Asia, that you can find very large fish in very small rivers, but that's because they will eat terrestrial animals or aerial animals like insects and birds and stuff, and so they're not limited to just the water supply themselves, or they're very rich environments like in the Amazon. Certain areas that are very small riverways that are connected to the Amazon can support very large fish if they have enough of a compact population in this dense murky water, then they can support large fish. But
yeah,
it's food that is the primary influencer in that. The actual space to move around is a big one too, but food is the primary one.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our Spinosaurus discussion for the day.
Oh yeah. I like stuff like this. It's talking about logistics like this, objective things, not sitting there and talking about, is that leg actually a part of Spinosaurus? This is the part of stuff I like talking about Spinosaurus, the stuff that we can actually break down and think about. Rather than
I think that looking at things logically and seeing if they just make sense.
Yeah.
You know.
Now
the best way of going about it.
Spinosaurus's legs. It's like,
I mean, the legs are by far not the most interesting fact of Spinosaurus, you know? I think the most interesting fact about it is it was a wading animal that eats fish.
It was
huge. That got to be the size of a bus, if not bigger than a bus.
I think the most interesting part of Spinosaurus is just the fact that it was able to coexist and be successful in an environment of so many hyper predators in the same area. And so that's what makes all of those animals so interesting to me, because they all got along and they operated in such different niches.
Very niche partitioned.
Yeah, and they had such a good supply of food in each of those niches that they could support all these massive predators in the same area.
I think that also shows Spinosaurus probably lived in a very, very biodiverse ecosystem. Because, like, when we look at
similar
situations
to that, like,
today,
South America today.
Yeah, if we look at habitats today where animals are very niche partitioned, like, you know, this animal does this specific thing, are typically in very high biodiverse areas like a rainforest.
Because you're forced to make a specific, when there's a high amount of competition, like in rainforests, which are some of the most competitive areas, competitive environments in the world.
Yeah.
You need to figure out a special way for you in particular to find a food source that is either untapped or has less competition than other areas, so you can secure survival.
The big reason why that stuff happens in a rainforest specifically and not other areas is because the fact that rainforests have such a constant climate. You know, every day pretty much going to be the same. There's going to be fruit pretty much all year round, blah, 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 blah. You also don't need to be a thing that's good at everything. Like here in North America, you have to be good at a lot of stuff to survive, because huge fluctuations in temperature, there's seasons, blah, 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 blah. Some things are here then, some things aren't here then. In rainforests, if you have a food source or some kind of environmental need, they'll basically be there all the time. So because of that, things can get niche partitioned like that. Like water, for example. Like here, let's use bears for an example. Bears eat a variety of different things depending on the time of year, because those things that they eat aren't there all the time. You know, like salmon, for example. Salmon are only there in the fall. They can't eat salmon in the spring because there's just not enough of them. Same thing with like some bears in Yellowstone, how they like dig in the gravel areas of the mountains for like moths. Those moths are only there during the specific time of year. They're not there all the time. If they were there all the time,
specific thing when it's available.
Yeah.
Get the most efficient source of food.
Yeah, if they were there all the time, then you might expect to see some bears that evolve to specifically eat these moths on the cliff, but they're not. And that's how specialization evolves. If an animal can do specialize, it typically do. But of course, as we all know, when you become specialized, it means that if something changes, you can't adapt to it quick enough, which is why the adaptable animals are typically the ones that survive easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's that's something interesting about rainforests, because rainforests, besides like actual oceans, and freshwater habitats like that. Rainforests are the only terrestrial environment where finding water is not an actual issue. Because you're getting it everywhere. If you can't find an actual water source, you wait a couple hours, you'll probably get rain falling from the sky that you can just drink on the spot.
And then it's just like, the dry season in the rainforest. Oh my gosh, it only rains every 3 days instead of every day, Like,
that's a pretty tough time. So actually, in a competitive environment like that would put a little bit of pressure on, but not quite enough because being a rainforest, all those leaves and trees are going to actually trap moisture within the air, and condensation will still happen.
Because I know rainforests do have dry seasons and wet seasons, but I mean, even in the dry season, water is not a concern.
No,
it's just in the wet season, water really isn't a concern.
Yeah, exactly. So usually when you find specialists and high biodiversity, that's indicating a very lush, consistent climate.
And very stable environment as well, where every day is pretty much, all the conditions are basically the same.
Which also indicates more of a link between the rising sea levels and the retraction of fresh water and the disappearance of Spinosaurus kind of being linked there.
Exactly, because when you're specialized, as we've said before, when you're a specialized animal, we see this all the time in the history of life on Earth and today with animals going extinct. The specialized animals are more unable to adapt to change. Bears, for example, they can adapt to change pretty well. They can start eating human food instead of other food. And so, they're going to probably survive. That is if we don't find them big and scary and kill them off.
Dinosaurs outlasted the archosaurs like Rauisuchians through the Triassic extinction because times got tough and dinosaurs were more well adapted. They had a smaller body size. They required less food, and so they were more well equipped for the extinction than Rauisuchians were.
Yeah.
And then dinosaurs took the place, and they're like, hey, we're cool, we're unstoppable, except it's kind of unfair when you think about it. It's like dinosaurs really were, they had gone through some pretty tough times, and they're going, and even things that were large like dinosaurs actually made it through those really tough times. Like the Morrison Formation of the Jurassic had some pretty harsh dry seasons, but and so it's like, it's kind of unfair when you think about it. It actually took a force from outside of Earth to stop the dinosaurs, and that's why, in my opinion, dinosaurs are the most successful and the peak of evolution on this planet. They're the epitome of successful evolution on our planet.
Yeah.
They had a great combination for adaptiveness. It had a lot to do with their immune system and their growth patterns, stuff like that. They had a very efficient design for success, and it was working for them well until Thanos decided to throw a rock into the planet and
Thanos. Yeah. One of the things I think is so cool about the Morrison is it was by no means a rainforest.
Yeah.
And yet it had tons of large animals that are able to exist together and be somewhat niche partitioned, like with all the sauropods.
I think it's because half of the year was like a rainforest. It was so extremely full of, it was two extremes. You had an extreme wet season with everything you needed, and when that came around, everybody needed to make the most of it. But when the hard season came around, all the weak links dropped off, and then that influenced natural selection. So you get even more a faster array of evolution towards specialization when that comes around to the wet season. I think it's just kind of like a perfect balance for a very fast evolving ecosystem.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because you have natural selection pressure. You also have the resources at least half the year. So I think it's a perfect balance. And also, a lot of the animals seem to have been migrating as well, because at least sauropods didn't nest here. As far as we know, they didn't nest here in the U.S., and they moved away and probably nested somewhere south or the north. At
least not in the Morrison Formation.
Yeah. Not in this exact area.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's also one thing I think that's cool about the Morrison is because the wet season, is able to preserve all of the bones and that kind of stuff, and that's why it's such a rich fossil-bearing area. Because it was an area that was very easy for fossilization to occur. Because like a rainforest, you might think would be the perfect area for fossils to preserve, but it really isn't, because things can decompose so quickly that just bones can't fossilize. Things don't fossilize well.
Yeah,
but in amorphous information, you have the desert. Things are going to be kind of going away at a normal rate in the desert. And then suddenly, oh my gosh, it's a rainforest. And then things can fossilize real quickly.
That would explain a lot. And if you have a rainforest environment, not only is it going to preserve things well, but it's also going to produce a lot of sediment and stuff that could cover up the bones and protect it from the dry season. So,
yeah. What were we talking about Thanos in the chat?
Some VRB asked if someone makes a Thanos figure, what would you do? And I asked if it was the dinosaur he was talking about, and I said, I hope it looks like Thanos, like purple with the chin. Then I might get it.
Well, I would personally, I'm on the opposite side of that. If someone made a Thanos, I'd want it to not look like Thanos. I want it to look like a dinosaur, like the actual animal it probably was.
I see where you're coming from, but for me, I'm in a weird combination, a limbo between how much I hate that dinosaur and how much I want to, like it just because I feel bad for it. But if you're going to make a figure about something as obscure as Thanos that has no fossil material, you might as well take the creative liberty and make it purple and give it the big fat chin.
That's true. I heard someone say, yeah, enjoy Thanos. Well, it's still classified as a thing that we can actually identify until it gets identified as not enough material to actually include it being its own animal. That's a good point.
I actually hope that happens, just for the sake of the animal.
Oh, I got a cool story. A cool thing that I learned about. So there was this group of crocodilians that evolved in, I think, the Cenozoic era. So what happened is they found this original fossil material of this crocodile. Wasn't very complete, very fragmentary, but had features that made it very clear it was not like anything else that they found. So they're like, oh, this is cool. So they gave the name. I forget what the name was. I think let's just call it Boreosuchus. Just because. Okay. So they found Boreosuchus. I think it was something like that. But then over time, they started finding more and more of these crocodiles, and more of them were coming up, and they all had this feature. So they're like, oh, so we found a new group of crocodiles. But eventually someone looked at the original, because I think, and they named them the Boreosuchids. Mm-hmm. And someone went back and looked at the original fossil material that the original Boreosuchus is named after, and they were like, so this original feature, guys, that we're all is super unique and isn't found anywhere else. Well, when we compare it to all of these new ones, you can't really tell what this thing is. It could be any of them. So that's an issue. And so I forget what they were suggesting. I think they were saying that since the original fossil material cannot be identified as to what it is, that Boreosuchus should then be classified as, I think, a numen dubium, or something like that, because you can't identify what it is. And then it caused this big controversy thing in that line of people who were studying that kind of stuff, because that one animal was the staple as to what it was. And then later specimens that they did name Boreosuchus, they would have to rename. So it's kind of just do you rename it and then have all this literature that's kind of harder to find because it's got a wrong name in it? Or do you keep it? And yeah, I don't remember exactly how it turns out, but I think it's an interesting concept.
To find everything if you you're saying kind of like how the original name for Tyrannosaurus was Masu. I don't forget what it was.
Yeah,
it was something weird.
Something like that. Yeah.
Do you keep the original name, or do you have to rename it because there's not enough material? but the name at least helps people identify what we're talking about.
Exactly, because it's just like
I think that you should just like turn it into like a common name type thing or like a synonym, and you should just if it helps you classify the study, then go ahead and refer to the old stuff. But
because that's the biggest reason scientifically why people don't want T-Rex's name to be changed. Because T-Rex has been so many studies. We know more about T-Rex than probably any other dinosaur.
Okay.
So
well, aside from modern day ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah, besides those. If you suddenly change T-Rex's name, and now in the new literature, you're writing it as, let's say, I think it was Dynamisaurus, something like that, or let's call it Dynamisaurus, because why not?
I had an M on it.
I think there might have been two. I think there's Dynamisaurus, and then there's also one with an M.
Tyrannosaurus is...
Massaspondylus. Thank you, Fiasco.
No, Massaspondylus.
Mandospondylus. What? No, Mandospondylus gigas.
Mandospondylus? Oh, yeah. Mandospondylus. Okay, that's
Mando. Sorry, I said it wrong. I meant Mando. We shall revolt since they do not care for the chat. So.
Yeah. No, it's Mano.
Mandospondylus.
Not Mando. It's Manospondylus gigas.
Oh, Mano? Okay. Anyway, whatever it is. If we change it to Manospondylus gigas and new people are learning it as Mandospondylus gigas, and when they go and look up scientific papers on it, they might not get everything that there is on it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, Dynamosaurus imperiosus. Osborne named the other specimen Dynamosaurus imperiosus. And then the very first one was Manospondylus gigas.
Okay.
And then Tyrannosaurus was the third, I think.
Yeah.
No,
Tyrannosaurus was the third.
Second. And then Dynamosaurus was just not properly identified as Tyrannosaurus at the time.
Yeah, but scientific taxonomy naming stuff, guys, you know, this is all a complex area.
It actually, and I looked it up because I was wanting to figure out how the rules of like naming like family groups worked. Like, you know, the what do you call it? The
clades? Tyrannosauroids, Tyrannosaurines, Tyrannosaurids.
Basically, what I found is that they have a general name with general definitions for them, but they literally said that there is no official rule and you can do basically whatever you want. It just has to be done by a taxonomist, so somebody with a degree for that area.
Yeah.
Or that has that position. Once they decide what they want to do with it, then it can be whatever, as long as it's and whichever is most commonly accepted is usually what it goes through. But that's why you can find certain like family groups notified as called superfamilies or clades or families or even tribes or something that I looked up and I couldn't actually find something. And the tribe is basically just another word for a family, but it's fancy. It's weird. It's basically taxonomists just get to do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah. It's interesting, the way in which people classify family groups.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, and then you get into crazy things like, so there, you know, knoll lizards, right?
Yeah, knoll lizards.
They're all in one genus. Want to know how many species are in that genus?
Oh God. How many?
Over 400.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The one I always think of when I think of extreme genus is like Varanus, because everybody calls Megalania, but it's actually been referred to Varanus, the same genus as
all the monitor lizards.
And like Nile monitors and everything you think of, they're all under the Varanus genus, which gives you an idea. You know, when you think of Tyrannosaurus rex, we only found one species of Tyrannosaurus, and the odds are there was at least a couple more of them.
And it really...
Maybe more.
Because as we all know, what defines a species, what defines a genus is really whoever cares, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever your taxonomic-ometer...
Like the biggest conspiracy or controversy right now is with Homo. the genus Homo, because they're trying to decide which actual
animals are Homo and which aren't.
Which are in our same genus as us. Like there's Homo erectus, and Australopithecus is just outside of it, and they have like Homo habilis is one that's really controversial. If you want to know more about that, look up the PBS Eons thing about, I think, Homo habilis, I think is what it's called. But
and
PBS Eons has a really good video on that.
That's a complex area. And then, of course, you get into the whole, the biggest one that I was thinking of is like the Tyrannosaurus Tarbosaurus thing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But then, what's interesting is, so the three biggest Tyrannosaurs are Tyrannosaurus, Tarbosaurus, and Zhucheng tyrannus. Have you heard of Zhucheng tyrannus?
Yeah, I have. I just know it's fragmentary.
Yeah, it's only known from a maxilla and a dentary.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's enough to tell it's different, but
it's definitely big.
And it is, from the studies that I've seen, it's classified as the sister taxon to Tarbosaurus. And so it's closer to Tarbosaurus than it is to T-Rex, basically, for those who don't know what that means.
But the question is, are they all under the genus, and those are just two species that are closely related? So
the thing is, if we then decide if Tarbosaurus is a species of Tyrannosaurus, therefore Zhucheng tyrannus is close enough to Tarbosaurus that it should then also be a Tyrannosaurus as well. Then
technically, should Zhucheng tyrannus already be a Tarbosaurus species?
Maybe. Who knows? I mean, so you could very well end up with this situation.
Well, because my argument is that if you're going to change Tarbosaurus into T-Rex, and then if you're saying that automatically makes Zhucheng tyrannus, then, well, actually, no, I see your point. Because if you're going to make the big leap of making Tarbosaurus and Tyrannosaurus the same genus,
the big leap.
The smaller leap of Zhucheng tyrannus is obviously in the same genus. Well, okay, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, so you could then very well, but you could have for a time, especially if we maybe find more Zhucheng tyrannus material and be like, oh, this thing is, distinct from Tarbosaurus. You could very well have an argument. Then we'd have three species of T-Rex. Tyrannosaurus, not T-Rex. Tyrannosaurus rex, Tyrannosaurus bataar, and Tyrannosaurus magnus.
Oh, yeah.
But, of course, like you said, I do think that if they put Tarbosaurus and T-Rex in the same genus, they should probably also put Zhucheng tyrannus in with Tarbosaurus.
Now, Fiasco is making a very interesting point here, and I agree with him on this. He said he finds it funny that there are more differences between Stan and Sue, which are two different specimens of Tyrannosaurus rex, for any of you that don't know, than a lot of other animals separated under a completely different genus, like Saurophaganax and Allosaurus, or Sigilmassasaurus and Spinosaurus. Those things, that's a very good point. Because they do look very different, and I think it comes down to people just being too, nostalgic towards T-Rex or whatever. They want to have found a T-Rex, which I think it's a little weird, because it's like, wouldn't you want to be the person that found a new species of Tyrannosaurus?
Exactly. I think that would be amazing. Like,
that would be
oh my gosh, we found Tyrannosaurus ericensis. This is so cool.
I think that you have a valid point there. In my opinion, the fact that we know that Tyrannosaurus lived for so many millions of years, like I think it's like 6 or something like that, 6 million years.
Is it 6? I thought it was only like 3.
Maybe it was 3. I don't know. I thought it was 6.
If it's 6, then that's a pretty good argument that there's some more species in there.
Even 3, though. Even 3 inside the Hell Creek Formation. We know that in that same period of time, we have a couple species of Triceratops that were actually, one was earlier and one was later than the other one. But it makes you think there's got to have at least been, 1 or 2 other species, at least somewhere else on the planet at the time. I mean, it's very unlikely that the entire genus only had 1 species in it. I mean, that's kind of... That's a little hard to imagine. But then again, nature doesn't work by our rules, and anything we define is inherently going to be proven wrong at some point.
Yeah, and like some genuses have been around for like a really long time that are around today. Like, I can't think of any good examples. I just know that they exist. Yeah.
I know what you're talking. Actually, modern day crocodiles have only been around for part of the Cenozoic.
Yeah.
Despite what people, it's commonly said, oh yeah, crocodiles lived with dinosaurs. Like, no, they didn't.
Crocodilians lived with dinosaurs.
Yeah, but crocodiles didn't.
The genus Crocodilus did not live with dinosaurs.
I think people can't give up on the Rex.
But yeah, I mean, there's so many cases of animals in so many different areas that are defined as different species that in a totally different group of animals the same amount of differences are defined as different genuses, or maybe the same genus or whatever. There's so much variability because yeah, a lot of people say that you learn in school, of course, that the definition of a species is an animal that can reproduce and produce fertile offspring. If they can do that, they're the same species. That's not true at all.
Yeah,
that's really not true. There's so many things that are classified as different species that can totally reproduce with each other and do reproduce with each other.
That video Trey Explainer did on rapid evolution, that one can teach you about that bird species. What is it called? The
Darwin finches things.
Is it Darwin finch?
They're Darwin finches. I know that. Okay. I don't know what species of Darwin finch, but
I think they were called Darwin finch because of the evolution, the rapid evolution that they're discovering them with. Let Fiasco on. No, I've said a while ago that I'm only letting. I don't like doing guest streams too much anymore because it's harder to pay attention to the chat. But I wanted to let Eric on because I really enjoyed his stream this morning. And I wanted to talk to him.
As we see here.
And also, I don't like having more than one person on. Despite me being the first person to really do a huge stream with a lot of people in there, I learned my lesson pretty quick that those aren't that fun to manage. So I'm just gonna stick to like I said before. I actually said in Mezzok, no, it was a Hangout stream. I'm gonna rarely do guest streams that it's gonna be one person, and the only time where I do more than one person is maybe for the occasional Mezzok Isle stream where I'm bringing on multiple people that are involved with the project that I want to have talk about their part with the project. Then I can do something like that. Other than that, I'm keeping it to one person. Sorry, Fiasco.
Yeah.
I will not do it for Scooby Snack.
Because I think that we know very well that it's hard to pay attention to the chat and each other at the same time.
We already lost like half of our viewers because we've been talking about stuff, which I've been enjoying anyway, so I don't really mind. But
yeah, but you know, people are selfish and they want us to pay attention to them. Basically.
Oh God, I need to hurry up and get Carnegie on D. Jenkins. Yeah, that would be a good idea.
That stuff is selling out, boy.
Probably going to buy a lot. It's getting pretty damn cheap for 35 figures. Yeah, that's a pretty good price for 35 figures. And all the duplicates, you can sell those back on eBay and get some money back.
For what? Wait, what are we talking about?
Oh, Billy, he sent me a lot that he found on eBay that he wants to get. And it's like a really good lot of a bunch of Carnegie stuff for a really good price. But a lot of it is duplicates. So I told him that, you know, he should sell the duplicates on eBay and get some of his money back that he's buying a whole lot for. And just keep the one of each.
Yes, go.
It's okay. I'll go establish communism somewhere else. You do that. I'm proud.
Yeah.
Y-Rex versus M-Rex versus V-Rex versus I-Rex versus D-Rex versus T-Rex. What the hell is a D-Rex?
Oh, no.
Okay, Y-Rex is Utyrannus, I'm pretty sure. Or that could be the T-Rex with half a tail. Versus M-Rex, Monster Fundurus Rex, or you could be referring to Manospondylus, but that wouldn't be Rex. So,
yeah.
V-Rex, we know what that is. I-Rex, we know what that is. D-Rex, what the hell is that?
I don't know what that
is. T-Rex, who would win? Well, let's eliminate the obvious ones. Y-Rex would lose right off the bat because it's either Utyrannus or you're referring to the T-Rex with half a tail, and we already know that that guy died because of that. So there you go.
But what an interesting story. It survived for like 6 months without a tail. What an interesting specimen.
I know. That's actually going to be my first paleo showcase video, is going to be on the half-tail T-Rex.
It's so, when I learned about it, I was like, oh my gosh, why did I not know about this before? This is so cool.
It is really cool. And it did live for a long time without half of its tail, and that's, means walking was extremely painful, not to mention the blood loss that it would have had to lose.
And
so there's a high, I think the most common reason for survival is actually that people speculate that it had a lot to do with a mate helping it to live, because it's catching food for it. Yeah, a pack or a mate.
I think that
because the healing properties in the saliva would be very helpful if a mate were to lick their wound.
Yeah, I think that a lot of dinosaurs probably were more social than a lot of people sometimes think.
Yeah, they are.
Because you have to remember, T-Rex is a very bird-like dinosaur. It's not the most bird-like dinosaur, but it is a bird-like dinosaur.
For a dinosaur, it has a lot of cognitive space on its brain, like, space that could be used for social parts of the brain. We know that Tyrannosaurus Rex was socializing for a large part of its life, whether or not that was because it was roaring at rivals and socializing in that respect, telling you to get the hell out of its territory, or if it's like a more intimate social thing, we don't know. But we do know that Tyrannosaurus Rex did have a relatively social life, because the brain seems to show that it did have a significant portion of its brain, dedicated for a part that is commonly used for social behavior and more cognitive function, problem solving and whatnot.
Yeah. So anyway, Y-Rex dead. Who's next?
Y-Rex is dead. M-Rex is gonna last a while, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Diablos Rex, what is that? Was supposed to be the name of the original hybrid in Jurassic World. Well, then that one dies immediately because it's not real. So D-Rex is gone.
What an argument.
T-Rex is gone because I-Rex was going to beat the T-Rex inside Jurassic World anyways. V-Rex versus I-Rex. Now, that's an interesting one, and then there's M-Rex in there.
Fiasco's image, that's not... That's, that T-Rex isn't winning.
Yeah, that's a beautiful T-Rex.
Not winning, though.
Easy victor. Yeah. I don't know. That would be a pretty good one. But then again, I did say that the M-Rex would beat the Indominus Rex pretty easily, and I would stick to that. In my opinion, it's bigger for one, but it's also a lot stronger. So I would put the V-Rex versus the M-Rex. How big is the V-Rex?
It's big. I know that. I don't know how big.
I don't remember. I think it's like, it might be 50 feet long, something like that. So it's around the same size as the Monster Commanderus Rex. Well, the V-Rex got his butt kicked by a monkey, so I'm going to put my money on the M-Rex.
That is true. He did get his butt kicked by an ape. A monkey thing.
I called it a monkey because I know it's improper and I want to harass King Kong. I saw this really funny post, of a comment section. Somebody was like, I don't know how King Kong will even have a chance against Godzilla. He's just a freaking ape. Or and then somebody put, no, they said, I don't know how Kong will have a chance against Godzilla because he has atomic breath with radiation powers. And then somebody put in the comments, they're like, but Kong is monkey. And then they're like, well, that's a valid argument. And I'm like,
oh,
a track record of kicking reptilian booty.
And have you seen that Mark Whitten image where he made if an ape evolved to be that size, what it would probably actually look like?
No, that would be actually really cool to look at.
Yeah, he did it. So he made it so it's got really thick pillar-like limbs, and it's got a really small head.
Mark Whitten King Kong. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I could see that.
Because when animals giganticize, when they become big, they don't, as we all know, they don't just get scaled up. They also have their anatomy change, and so he made he made something like that.
That
which I think is cool.
Extremely convincing. I love that. That is awesome. That thing would definitely have a harder time fighting a V-Rex.
It definitely would. Well, it probably couldn't stand on its hind legs.
Something like that wouldn't evolve alongside a T-Rex, that's for sure. That thing would not be able to defend itself as well as something like a Triceratops or something. Kong is monkey. Kong is smart. Kong is toast. Well, after fighting Godzilla, he will be. V-Rex would destroy I-Rex.
I mean,
don't try it, Kiki.
King Kong's not winning against Godzilla. I'm sorry,
I
guys.
already eliminated I-Rex. What are you talking about? Oh, was he saying that before I eliminated I-Rex? I don't know.
I don't know.
Hey, I love I-Rex, but I'm not going to be a fanboy saying that she's the best thing ever. I do think that she would kick a T-Rex's butt because we already know that.
Well, yeah, it's just like I think that Yi Chi is really cool. Is it going to win against Indominus Rex? Yes. No, I'm just kidding. It's not.
I agree. I agree. It would fly down her throat and rip out her heart from the inside.
Yeah.
Your chat is hella delay. Well, I'm also like reading the older messages to make sure that I'm reading stuff. So I'm actually like kind of looking at the top of it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, let's go. Not okay.
What the heck did he post? Oh, Lord. That is going to be an interesting hybrid.
Indeed.
That is going to be an interesting hybrid.
A very interesting hybrid.
That is beautiful. That is probably my favorite thing to come out of Jurassic World Evolution.
Yeah.
And Dominus would get its arse beat by a lamp. Probably. Steamy at Fiasco. Yi Chi only used 0.00001% of its power.
What are your thoughts on the new Indominus Rex, Aiden? By Mattel.
Oh. Well, I think you and I kind of talked about this a little bit before, but
I think we did, but yeah.
Sum it up so we don't have to talk about it too much. I'm just a little disappointed with it. Biggest reason I'm not going to get it is because, like I was saying before they even released the Indominus, as I said, I'm only going to get one if it's like the Indoraptor where it's a superposable. I don't want an action feature toy. It's an action feature toy for one, so there's one thing against it. And also, it's like got the stubby proportions like Spinosaurus, the Spinosaurus figure that just kind of makes it look chubby. I don't really like that. And the quills look weird. I don't know. I'm just disappointed with it. So that's my opinion. You?
I think it's okay. I don't think I'm gonna get it just because I'm okay with the action features, but it's just like the feet are so big and the tail is so short that I just don't think I want it enough.
Mm-hmm. Especially for how expensive it's gonna be.
Yeah, and it's gonna be big too. I have not gotten any of the T-Rex Spinosaurus sized Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom figures.
It'd be pretty cool to have something that big, but it's like, is it really?
Yeah, I mean, the thing's going to be like, 140 scale Margosaurus size. It's going to be big. I mean, not Margosaurus.
Yeah, and if the Spinosaurus was anything to, well, actually, I don't know if this is a Target exclusive, but I'm assuming this one's going to disappear pretty fast.
Yeah.
I already have the Jurassic World gift set, so I have my Indominus Rex that I need. I'm good.
Yeah, I have the Lego one.
Can you stop flaunting your EOF on a Giga? It's hurting. Oh, sorry. I didn't know you wanted this. I thought you didn't like Giga Boy.
Yeah.
It's cool, isn't it? I like it. I'm gonna put it away for you, Fiasco. Sorry, bud.
Anyways, I think we're gonna leave here just because I need to be productive with my life.
I still want to hold something though, so I'll start flaunting this.
What? I'm not watching. What? Oh, that. I'm going to get it, but I just don't think it's the best figure ever made, but my opinion might change.
I mean, I don't think it's the best figure ever made, but I'm going to be honest, it's my new favorite figure besides the M-Rex in my collection. Just the pose itself, it makes it stand out so much on the shelf, and I really love it. I mean, yeah, the neck color could have, maybe not done that, but I tolerate it, It's more of like the reason it's my second favorite. Oh my god, favorite, subjective, obviously, is more of a subjective reason. But I objectively do think it's a really great figure. I do think it has some flaws with it, although very minor ones. And I think Collective makes a lot of improvements on their biggest issues, like the feet and the that little thing there. But I can definitely understand the distaste for the creative decisions of like the colorful feathers, the placement of the feathers.
I don't have a distaste for the feathers and coloration. For me, it's actually the scales, because I don't know why, but lately
You're probably just you're like starting to notice. You're like, hey, I really want them to stop doing that, and I can understand.
yeah,
I wish that I pointed that out in
scales,
my review.
I really don't know why, but for some reason, giant scales are really starting to be quite off-putting to me on dinosaurs.
I think that it's done in a tasteful way. It's not accurate, and I wish I noted that in there because if I did note that, you know, in combination with the fenestre or like the slight shrink wrapping and the webbing of the feet and the scalation, I probably would have brought it down to a 4.5 rather than the 5 I gave it. But I'm not gonna fuss over it. It's fine.
Yeah, and I don't.
And also, really actually, now that I think about it, I gave the Eofauna Giga a pass for the tongue because most companies aren't doing it. So if you think about it, most companies aren't getting the scales right, so technically it gets a pass.
Well, Safari is starting to do that.
Yeah.
They're starting, like, from what I've seen, the Stego and the Carno and their Parasaurolophus from 2017 have pretty small scales on them.
The Tylosaurus as well.
Oh, yeah, Tylosaurus, yeah.
Even though it shouldn't really have that big a scale still.
No. But yeah, it's kind of incredible when you think about just the fact that dinosaur scales are like that big on these massive animals.
Oh, it makes sense.
Yeah.
The actual hell is that? I don't know. What is that?
It's
oh,
trunky sauropod.
That's a Trunks diplodocus.
They didn't have a trunk, guys. They don't have the muscle attachments for it.
And also, finally, we have a Tyrannosaurus that actually gets the skull correct, which is really cool.
You see, I don't see the difference very much. Like, I mean, I get that, like, if we're going to say that Sue and Stan are both Tyrannosaurus Rex, they have very different skull shapes.
That's a fair point.
So I think that the Safari one and the Collecta one are both within the range of skull shape wise.
Yeah.
To be the same thing.
The shape of the Safari 2017 Rex is a little more Jurassic Parky. It doesn't look very much like Sue or Stan, in my opinion. I was looking at the skull shapes of a lot of Tyrannosaurus. I don't know if I looked at Stan, but I definitely looked at Sue, and this one looks a lot like Sue.
Speaking of like skull shapes, I really want someone to make a Tarbosaurus figure and to do it accurately, because
what figure?
A Tarbosaurus.
Oh yeah, that would be really cool.
Like even in documentaries, in figure form, whatnot, all the time, this Tarbosaurus is basically just a T-Rex, and a much skinnier skull at the very least than a T-Rex did.
Yeah, they don't have as like in particular the part where the back of the skull where it sticks out like that around the cheeks. And
yeah, the T shape that T-Rex have. It's not really a T shape in Tarbo.
It's more slim. It's more like the Jurassic Park Tyrannosaurus. That's why I always call the Jurassic Park Tyrannosaurus, and actually it's Tarbosaurus, because its skull is more like a Tarbosaurus rather than a T-Rex.
I know Candid sculpts, whatever. Fiasco.
Sorry, Destin is messaging me.
Speckles. Oh, I need to send that boy my footage of Draco, because he wants to do like a lizard type video. And
oh yeah.
So before he asked if anyone can send me some B-roll stuff of lizards, and I'm like, I have a lizard. And I took lots of B-roll stuff. I'm gonna try and send it to him.
Yeah, send that to him. I don't know if he's working on that video next.
I don't think he is, but
I need to work on the video of him and I moving or going to the Gem and Mineral Show and the Reptilian Nation Expo and combine those in, and then I'm gonna give him the video. He's gonna narrate over his own and put his intro and outro, and then I'm gonna narrate over mine. But I'm gonna do the editing of the actual like main thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's gonna be a fun video. But
Yeah,
when are
it
you
sounds
gonna
fun.
see Gibson?
What?
When are you gonna go see Gibson and take those modern animals?
I don't know. I just thought I felt so bad because it would have been the perfect occasion. So recently, our girls basketball team like made the state or something like that, and I think they lost, but I'm not too sure. I don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff. Um, but I heard they're going to Tacoma, and the reason why I know that is because like the band and the cheerleaders were like going with them, and my brother's part of the band.
Oh, I see where this is going.
But my brother's driver's ed, so he didn't go. So I was just kind of like, so wait, so Jackson could have gone, and while he was doing band stuff at the Tacoma Dome, I instead could have been hanging with Gibson. I'm just like, gosh dang it. Oh well.
And you guys are like 2 hours away from each other, right?
Yeah. If I got in the car right now and I didn't die trying to get there because I don't trust myself driving all the way to Tacoma, because we have to go through Seattle to get there. But yeah, it'd be about 2 hours.
That would
Be like 30 minutes to get to Kayakasaurus.
Yeah,
he lives real close.
Hey, if I move to Washington, I'll definitely go hang out with you, boy.
Thanks. You and David are on my bucket list of people that I need to meet in real life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And Gibson, but you know, Gibson's not.
Gibson's
he's all right here.
He's a meanie boy.
Yeah.
I love Gibson. He's awesome.
He is cool.
Hey, what did you think
funny.
of Gibson's review of the Mapusaurus, by the way? I disagreed with how he rated it, but I liked a lot of the stuff he did bring up because
me as well.
A lot of people were really nice to that figure, and I was like, yeah, I think it's got some nice things, but I think that figure's got a lot of problems.
It has a lot of problems. I think he rated a little high. I don't have that figure, so I can't say my own opinion on it. Yeah. I will say from the past few reviews he's been doing, he likes it. I guess he just likes the figures a lot more than I like them, because I wouldn't rate most of his things that high. Like I would probably give the Mapu a solid 7 or 8.
That's what I said.
Definitely not a 9.
Yeah.
Because
the thinness of that is what puts it off for me. Because it's supposed, even though it's smaller than T-Rex, despite what he was saying in his video,
yeah,
it still doesn't feel like a massive, like 35 to 40 foot long predator.
And that's one thing I like about the Safari Rex and like the Eofauna Giganosaurus. Just the way they're carrying themselves, you can feel the weight.
Yeah, they feel big.
It feels like a big animal. It doesn't seem like very big. I think that's also largely because it's got such long legs. Like it's got like a Carnotaurus thing going on with its legs. It's really, really long, skinny legs.
And the way it holds its legs are just not convincing at all.
Yeah, the legs are my biggest issue with that thing. The rest of it, I think, is decent. I think the tail could stand to be a little thicker. I'm gonna get the Mapusaurus. I have every intention of getting it.
I want to get it too.
But yeah, I don't think it's the best figure in the world. And like he gave this guy a 9, and I'm just like,
Spinosaurus?
Yeah, Spinosaurus.
I haven't seen the review on that one yet, but I saw this thumbnail and I was like, that face actually kind of looks adorable.
I like this figure. I would recommend people out there to get it, but I wouldn't give it a 9. I'd give it like a 7.5 or an 8.
I think of some of the reviewers, I think you and I think a lot more alike than most people do.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that we're right, over everybody in every respect. I'm just saying.
Our opinion, everyone out there, you've heard it here. Our opinion is objectively better than all of yours.
I wasn't trying to say that outwardly. I was trying to be modest, but
Yeah, I agree but that's what he meant.
That's what I meant.
No. Yeah.
No, but unfortunately, because you did say that you still like the Chronosaurus from Collecta, but when I saw your review on it, which I'm glad I watched, the articulated jaw kind of ruined my excitement for it. because of that giant gap and a lot of the other things he pointed out with it. And I was like, oh, that kind of doesn't make it look as appealing as I thought it was going to be.
I think if they didn't give an articulated jaw and they made the throat better, I think that figure would be a lot better than it is. But I don't think it matters too much because, I mean, just having it sit on the shelf, you don't really see the throat very much anyway, or that seam area. So it's not something that bothers me a lot just because it's not something that you are actively seeing all the time. And I wish I did say that in the review, that you don't see it all the time, so it's more okay.
Well,
but at the same time, it still is an issue.
I'll ask you something here in a second, but I want to answer one thing in the chat. Can someone please explain why it's called Gigantospinosaurus? A lot of people are confused why it seems like it's a mixture or a hybrid between Giganotosaurus and Spinosaurus. Well, you guys have to realize that when animals are named, like these prehistoric animals, there's actual definitions behind the names. So a lot of words will be used. Like, for instance, like let's say if you're naming a dragon species and like How to Train Your Dragon, you might call something like the Death Natter or the Spiky Natter, and they both have natter in it or something like that.
Yeah.
This is a terrible analogy. But sometimes you use the same word to describe an animal.
Well, and
for instance, like lizard or giant. And so, for instance, Gigantospinosaurus means giant spined lizard, I think.
And it's got some big spines on its shoulder.
Yeah, so it just means
spines.
Like Giganotosaurus, which means giant southern lizard. You have the giant in there, so you have gigant, and then you have spine, which is from Spinosaurus, so Spinosaurus, giant spined, and then lizard, saurus, so giant spined lizard.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with, like, you know, saurus being used all the time, and like Opteryx is another one that people use a lot.
Yeah, they have a lot of the endings are repeated. Venator.
Yeah, a lot of the endings are repeated, and it's going to be the same thing with prefixes too.
Ceratops.
Ceratops, yeah, that's also one.
Dawn.
Dawn, yeah, Dawn's used all the time. You know.
Anyways, my question was going to be, because you and I think a lot alike, and we have similar opinions on things, despite even we'll have our disagreements on certain things, like maybe how harsh I am on the paint job on the Eophonic Giga, despite I do like it overall. But
and you thinking that, you know, Mr. Cloud is going to be good and all that kind of stuff. Gosh.
Oh yeah, that's clearly wrong. Yeah, but do you think that it's still worth getting the Collector Chronosaurus, even if that articulated job puts me off of it so much? Because I really love my Safari Chrono a lot, and Chronosaurus is like probably like one of my second favorite or third favorite like prehistoric marine animal like ever.
So I'm going to tell you this. If you want to get it, don't expect it to be better than the Safari one.
Okay. So you
do
think
it to be better.
The Safari one's better.
The Safari one, in my opinion, is better. I would still say you should get it if you want another Chronosaurus, because like you said, it sounds like Chronosaurus is your favorite aquatic animal. So therefore,
second or third, because a Basilosaurus and Dunkleosteus is number one, but Basilosaurus and Chronosaurus kind of jump around each other.
Yeah. So I would say, yeah, sure, get it. I personally think that you would enjoy it. But don't expect it to be like, oh my gosh, this is the best figure in my collection. Like,
because I think the head shape. I think the head shape on that Chronosaurus is more accurate to Chronosaurus than the Safari one is.
I think it is too. I think the collector.
It's a very creative design. I think that the Safari one plays a little bit more safe than that one does.
Yes.
That one's
and I think the color scheme is. I think the color scheme is plenty accurate too, because there's lots of large.
Maybe it lived in an underwater desert. Wait, there are deserts underwater, and there's deserts in Antarctica. Just because there's water does not mean it's not a desert. A desert just means that it's barren of life and resources in general, not just water in particular.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. I'd recommend you get it. I'd place it. I'd give it, you know, a good, solid, decent figure range. I wouldn't call it bad. I wouldn't call it amazing, though.
Maybe just not rush it. Maybe it's something I can wait on.
Yeah, you can wait on it, think about it for a little bit. But yeah, that's the biggest thing is don't expect it to blow you out of the water. And then if it does blow you out of the water, well then that's good.
That's a surprise. It's a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, it's a good surprise, but I wouldn't expect don't expect it to blow you out of the water.
I don't really think it will, but I think at this point I'm saying I think I'd rather spend my money on the new Dunkleosteus instead, because I want a good Dunkleosteus figure, because the only one I have is the golden old Safari one. I've wanted the Schleich one forever. I think I need to get that one before they retire.
Yeah, I saw the Schleich one in a store once. I thought about getting it, but ultimately I chose not to.
The reason I really need to get it is because I actually have plans for it in the Prehistoric Archipelago as a specific reason. But yeah, I want to get that. What figure are we talking about? We were talking about the Collectochronosaurus.
We're talking about the Gibson figure.
Yeah,
the Kikizilla101 just sculpted.
The Bionicosaurus figure.
No, not the Bionicosaurus, the Gibson kite figure. Gosh.
I don't have that one. Sorry.
Doll.
Yeah, that I don't have that one.
That is not creepy at all. Yes, Rocky 38. I do recognize you.
What are you showing about Prehistoric Kingdom? Oh yeah, I saw Prehistoric Kingdom's like Allosaurus animations, and I was like, that's hot.
Oh yeah, when Prehistoric Kingdom comes out, that thing's gonna be great.
Unfortunately I'm not gonna support it right now because I got screwed over by Mesozoica, so I'm not gonna support another one of them. If it comes out and it's good, then I might spend money on it.
Were you like a backer on for Mesozoica?
Back in 2015 I was. Yeah, I spent $45 on it. And I got something equivalent to like $5. And then they all abandoned it and they ran away with our money. So that's fun. And hey, by the way,
it's so much potential.
If any of you guys in here ever see a game called DIIINO DayZ or DayD, it's a parody of DayZ, the zombie game, and it's being made by the same game director from Mesozoica. He abandoned Mesozoica and he's going to support that, or he's making that game now. If you see a game called DayD, you run that thing into the ground and you do not support it. Because you will get screwed over like everybody else, and that a-hole that's running that thing does not deserve your money. So don't support that at all.
Yeah. No, I'm not tired of your daily reviews, Gibson. I'm rather enjoying them. I think it's fun to come home and be like, oh, look.
I'm just jealous that you're making so many reviews and so easily. I wish that it was
I want to know. Are you filming a new review every single day, or did you film these all at the same point and you're just uploading them every day? That's what I want to know.
Gibson's not doing anything with his life. He's not even filming, or making Dinosaur Island. So obviously he has all the time in the world.
Yeah. It's not like he has college.
No, that's not something he has. Collectochrono.
Oh, Gibson, we were just talking about a missed opportunity for me to come down to your house. I'll summarize it real quick. So basically, our high school girls basketball team got like the state or something like that. I think they lost, but I'm not too sure. And basically, the band had the option of going with them to the Coma Dome to play. My brother's in the band, but he has driver's ed, and so he couldn't go. And so then once I learned about this, only like a couple days ago, I was just like, so I could have, they were out there, being at the Coma Dome. I could have instead been hanging with Gibson. What a shame.
But he didn't.
It was very disappointing for me when I figured that out.
Basilosaurus is found in my state. Hey, that's pretty cool. Basilosaurus is, I'm thinking, my third favorite aquatic prehistoric creature.
I know it. We were so close, Gibson. It's good. I'm gonna make it happen over the summer, without a doubt. If we don't get to do it beforehand.
Yeet. I know Gibson's. I think it was early last year. He said something about him trying to do the same thing with the Gaunt Dash, but it just kept not working for like 2 years or something. So just don't turn into that situation.
No. Well, I got to go over and steal all of his animals.
Avenge Kiki's money. Avenge freaking, like, how many people? Like 700 people's money. and avenge just the name of dinosaur video games themselves by not supporting the people who ruined Mesozoica.
I hate people that get people hyped up for something and ultimately don't give them anything.
Ah, yeah.
You know, I mean, Mesozoica had so much time before and all that kind of stuff, and it sucks when that doesn't happen. I mean, it's why you got to be careful with your money, people. You know.
I was really excited. It was looking promising. I put $45 into a video game back in 2015, and that was fun. I can't get my money back.
Exactly. But, you know, I mean, at least that's why you definitely don't give them a lot of money either, because $45, okay, that's not going to screw you over, though.
Yeah.
Losing $45.
It's less than a full retail, brand new, you know, AAA game, but I still paid, I think, 9 times as much as I think that game's worth in its current state that it was abandoned at.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Perspective, I guess.
Agreed.
I've supported it back in 2015 when they said it was going to be released in 2015. It came out in 2018, and it had like just as much as they were showing us back in 2015 because they redid the game like 3 times. In freaking 3 years, they made something equivalent to a demo.
I mean, just like, oh my gosh, it sucks. Prehistoric Kingdom looks promising, though. Hopefully it will be. I mean, they had like 100 things designed for that game, so.
The Isle is overrated. Don't worry about it. If you haven't played 2 hours of it and you bought it on Steam, I'd get a refund if I were you. Matthew uploaded a Prestasuchus review. Yes, he did. It was pretty good.
For what game?
The Isle.
Isle. I haven't played The Isle.
The Isle looks pretty, but it's not a game. It's Screenshot Simulator. It doesn't have much to it.
Screenshot Simulator.
And you need a really beefy computer to play that at a decent rate. So,
wow, more reviews. Oh yes, gotta love them reviews, boys. Oh, guys, another plug. Review coming soon. What's that? I don't know. You'll have to find out.
Hey, I'm not going to say exactly what I was recommending you do, but have you looked into doing that thing I recommended you do about your modern animal things?
Oh, that one thing.
Yeah, that one thing.
I said that about that one thing to you. Then you said, "Yeah, boy, you should try it out too." And then I said, "Oh yeah, I should. I want to get like 3 more under the belt first,
just to have something to show.
Just to have something to show, you know."
Yeah.
And then once we get there, then I'm thinking about doing it.
Boy. Just sit down, write out your reviews for them, then record them all, and upload them all within a couple days.
I don't write my reviews; they're spontaneous.
Well, take notes or whatever you do. Just do it. Record 3 of them, upload 3 of them, send the email.
I don't. Here's what I do, because I'm really good at remembering stuff like this. So I just look at the figure. And then I take notes in my head.
You know, I'm good at that.
After taking notes in my head, I then film a review. But I like do this for like several days. Like I don't film a review for a while because I want to notice everything there's to notice about a figure.
But usually I have so many thoughts on a figure that I'll forget 1 or 2, and then it annoys the hell out of me afterwards. So that's why I like noting things down.
I should take notes. That's a good point. I should do that.
Yes, I mean, it's just more thorough, I guess. And I still miss crap, like the scales. But imagine how much I would have missed on that Rex or the Giga if I didn't take notes. What was that? I don't even take notes, honestly. I just talk. Brilliant. Well, that's why you gave the Mapusaurus a 9 out of 10, you goof.
Yeah, we were just criticizing. Well, we weren't criticizing, but we were talking about how you seem to like those figures a lot more than we do.
Yeah, I guess it was kind of an observation, but it was kind of critiquing too.
Because it was kind of like, I wouldn't give, personally, I guess you like this figure a lot more than I do. I think he's really good, but I'd give him like a 9 or a 7.
A 9 out of 7?
A 9 or a 7, not a 9 out of 7.
Oh, it must have lagged a little bit. I heard a 9 out of 7.
9 out of 7. Yeah, that's a great figure. You see how I rate my reviews, how I do my reviews is a 10 out of 10, while theoretically possible, is in reality probably impossible to get. Because a 10 out of 10 is like, I'm looking at the figure and I just cannot find any flaw with it. There's just no flaw there. Which is why 10 out of 10s are probably not ever going to happen. Because I don't think you could make a flawless figure.
I try to be more forgiving, where I don't see the perfect rating as like a necessarily perfect figure, even though actually, well, technically, it is possible for a non-perfect figure to get a perfect rating in my review, but it's not likely. The one perfect review that I have done is the Roaring Rex, but that's because it had 2 bonus points from its articulated jaw and the little collector guy, paleontologist guy. Either way, I like to say it is because, like, what's the point of having a thing that goes up to like a perfect rating if you can never use it? And so I'm like,
that is true.
I use that for something where it's like, yeah, it has flaws, but they're so minor. Like, you can say they're objective flaws, but you don't really want to hold it against it. Like for the collective Roaring Rex, it has fenestre on it. They're showing it has very slight shrink wrapping, and it has the weird webbing between the toes. And yes, it does have the scalation size a little too big. But those are things that are so minor, and also I'm holding them up to modern day standards, like for just
that is true.
So really, I don't want to hold any of that against it. The biggest thing I'd hold against it is maybe the shrink wrapping, but it's so minor on that figure, and I barely even notice it, that it's like, I don't want to hold it against it. I want to give it a 5 out of 5 because I think it deserves it, you know?
That is true. And,
so
but even if I do that, though, I'd still give this guy like a 7 or an 8.
I would still agree. Agreed, Abe. And I'd give flawed figures 10s and A pluses before. Yeah. I think that it's just like, what's the point of having such a high rating if you're not going to give it? It's not like you're saying it's perfect. You're just giving it a 10 out of 10 on your rating scale. You know, the most that you can give a figure.
Yeah.
Not to say that.
And plus, I mean, stuff is always changing, and your thoughts on a figure change. Like, I remember, Gibson, when you reviewed the Collecta Feathered Rex and the Quadruped Spino, it sounded like in those reviews you gave them much higher praise than you would nowadays.
I think you would.
Because I've heard you talk, especially about the Quadruped Spino. It doesn't sound like you like that figure a lot anymore. Whereas you definitely kind of liked it a bit more back in the review. Same thing with the Feathered Rex. In the Feathered Rex especially. In the Feathered Rex especially, when you watch his review, he's just like,
oh,
I mean, you'd think that was... What?
He's like flabbergasted by it.
I know, right? You would think this was the best figure that's ever been made in the history of figures on planet Earth. And he had this whole big rant in it, too, about how dinosaurs have feathers because they're like animals and blah, blah, blah.
I love that part. I love the music that he had in his old reviews. And I watched, when I was thinking about getting when I was thinking about possibly getting the old 2015 Feathered Rex, and I decided against it. You remember when I was asking you about what you thought of it? Back then, I rewatched Gibson's review on it, and it was so nostalgic because of his old music in there. He used like
I love his old music. Gibson, your old music was great.
Yeah, the music was like, you used it in all of the stuff, and I was like, oh man, this is back when I was like writing Mesozoic Isle, and I was hot off of just falling in love with Dinosaur Island, and he just decided to start doing all these reviews, and I was totally into all his reviews, and I was having like a total nostalgia rewind.
I think I'm the only person who found Gibson because of his reviews and not because of Dinosaur Island.
I found him through Dinosaur Island through my friend who told me about Dinosaur Island, Cesar, but I stayed because of the reviews. Because after Dinosaur Island was gone, I could have just unsubscribed, but I decided to stay because I really enjoyed his reviews. So that's actually...
I stayed because I came because of the reviews. I remember because it was when Kakaro's videos had like been popping up in my thing because he did some paleontology things, and then because he also did some figure reviews, YouTube was like, hey, this dude also does figure reviews. Let's put it in the suggested section. And then the first video I ever watched from you, Gibson, was your review on the Collect the Spinosaurus. I have to say, the first time I watched it, I clicked off because of the intro.
Oh, like the long intro that he had?
The intro I didn't like. Now I think it's funny. No, he did a special intro for it.
Oh.
He did a special intro for it.
Oh, was it similar to the one where he did with the feathered Rex too, where he had like the Papo running Rex coming up and like
Yeah.
What did he do with the Spino one? I don't remember that.
He had first he started off with a pterosaur. It was like fly, my like winged creature fly or something like that. And then when he saw the Spinosaurus on the ground, he was like, what is this? Like, hold on, let me grab it. What is this? What is this monstrosity? What's up with the snout? It should have like a big megalosaur, like thick snout thing going on. What is it like? Got a crocodile tail and the legs, and he did that, and then it was funny.
Oh, so he was going all like fan.
Spinosaurus like pretend to like attack him and take him out, and it was great.
Oh, I remember that now. Yes, I remember the attacking part. Where yes, I do remember that.
I got the attacking part, and I was just like, nope, and I clicked off. But it popped up my suggestion section again, and I said, okay, I'll give it another shot.
Well, good.
And once I got past the intro, I was in like, this is kind of cool. And then I started watching the rest of his reviews, and then eventually at one point I binge watched all his reviews because I thought they were so cool. And then, yeah. And
Why
then
must we discuss such things? I thought the past was the past. Why must we? Hey, we're going into like nostalgia overload here.
It was great. I'm sorry, Gibson, but they were great.
Yeah. You realize that the fenestrae on large theropods are so large where it would most likely be slightly visible. Example of this would be the head of the Vitae Giganotosaurus. The Vitae Giganotosaurus is not a good example of how to accurately reconstruct an animal.
Its head looks nothing like a Giganotosaurus.
It looks nothing like a Giganotosaurus, my dude. It looks more like a Mapusaurus than a Giganotosaurus. I can't agree with you on that. That's still my second favorite Giganotosaurus figure because it's got the label Giganotosaurus, and I love that figure a lot. But I recognize that it's not a Giganotosaurus, so I do disagree with you on that. But I do see where you're coming from because I do think that yes, with certain fenestrae they would have been somewhat visible, but I do think they would have been more convex rather than concave. And I think if you concave your fenestrae, then
and I think also with the coloring of specifically on the fenestrae, there is no modern day animal in existence that we know of that is coloration specific to its fenestrae.
That's kind of odd. But it would make more sense for something like a dinosaur because we don't really have too many animals that live nowadays where the fenestrae are so big on their.
And I'm not saying that it wouldn't make more. It would definitely make more sense on a dinosaur, but on some particular reconstructions,
and it most likely
where the fenestrae are so small, it just doesn't make any sense.
The fenestrae probably also had some pulse to them when it breathed in and out as well. So because that is connected to that whole like. Thing there. At least some animals. I think. I might be wrong. Kiki, ignore this comment if you hate the Safarialo. Well, I didn't ignore the... I don't have it yet. I'm going to be getting it soon. And we'll find out then, but I'm really excited for that figure.
Yeah. Because you're now a hashtag how I Safari kid.
Yeah. But I only asked for the Safarialo because I don't want to get too much into reviewing. I don't want that to be a huge focus on my channel. But I really do want to review that one because I've done a lot to hype up a new Safarialo on my channel. I did my wish list and stuff, and I'm like hashtag new Safariallosaurus 2019. I was like, we need a new Allosaurus, blah blah, and that. God, Caesars, don't call me. Anyways.
Yeah, bro.
So I was doing a lot to hype up a new figure. When we finally got it, I was like, this is really cool. And when I got in contact with Safari, I'm like, this would be really cool for me to be able to get this figure to be able to review it on the channel and kind of make, go full circle with the whole like hype train.
Exactly.
I've been like, I want this new Allosaurus so bad, and we finally got it, and I feel like I want to just sit down and review it. See, sorry, you're making me lose train of thought now. I sound like an idiot. Stop calling me freaking psychopath. Jesus Christ. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
I think that it's a great choice because you're the one who fully made me realize that we need an Allosaurus.
Yeah,
I do still love you, Camo. You're my boy.
What's going on with Cam right now? The first comment of mine you acknowledged all night. Screw you. I've read all your comments, Jack Butt Nugget. I just didn't read them all out loud.
But you just didn't acknowledge any of them.
Well, I did acknowledge them. I just didn't read them out loud because I'm talking to you. You know, Eric. Come on, Camo. You constantly talk trash behind his back about how he constantly talks and interrupts you. It's making it hard for me. I don't really, Eric. I love you a lot, but Camo's just a little whiny little baby. Okay.
Yeah.
I know Dino Man still loves me, unlike Kiki, the backstabber. Speaking of which, I just threw you under the bus for talking trash about Eric behind his back, you butt nugget.
Yeah. I don't care, but yeah. So, I was going to say something before. What were we talking about? You had a point, and I was going to bring up another point.
It was something about the aloe? New story aloe? Or was it before that? Was it the fenestre? Was it the... We were talking about the fenestre of, like, convex and stuff like that, or the air canals.
Oh, no. I forgot. Oh, well. Who cares?
How I hyped up the Allosaurus. I don't remember.
That's cool, Gibson. Yeah, see, he knows I still love him.
Here, it was like 2 minutes ago, right? I'm gonna watch the live stream right now. It's like 2 minutes ago. See what we were talking about.
Camo, you're cracking me up right now, dude. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I wanted to talk more about Gibson's old stuff because, I don't know, it was so fun. Gibson's old stuff is really nostalgic.
You said something about that I helped you realize that you wanted a new Allosaurus. Yeah. Is that something to do with it?
No. No. No, I think I wanted to talk more about Gibson, but then I forgot what I wanted to talk about Gibson. And yeah. So that's my comment. His stuff was good.
I can't find what we were talking about. Sorry.
No. It's fine.
If anybody in the chat can help out, that would be great. But
remember season 3? Yeah, that was a thing that happened.
Hey guys, my name's Kiki, and unloyal, please call me a Grinch. I am so hurt. The Scottish boy hates me. Oh God, how unpredictable.
Well, Camo, I would think it might be the other way around because it sounds like you actually talk to Aiden when he messages you.
Oof.
Oof.
Oh, that is
there,
true.
Boys.
That is
I've sent you several messages on Discord at least with no response.
Oh, that's a big issue too because you have to message him on Facebook. He responds more often if you message him.
I'll try that out then. It's like Gibson, where I just message him on Facebook. I'll try that out, Camo.
No, literally, there was this one day, like, when I think of something that I want to talk to Gibson about on Facebook, I, like, message him as soon as I think of it, because I know it's going to take him, like, 5 hours to get around to doing it, or in some case, days. But there was this one time where I was like, okay, I'll message him this, and he'll probably respond by tomorrow morning. I messaged him it, he instantly read it and responded, and I was like, it kind of, like, spooked me. I was like, holy crap, what the hell? Like, I've never responded that fast.
I've sent Gibson several messages that he has never responded to. He still hasn't. Hold on. I want to go and check. I think I have 2 messages I sent him. I still have no response.
You're not practicing the right thing. When you want to get to somebody who's not responding to you a bunch, you have to message them with a clickbaity thing. Like you have to have some big, jumpy, exciting thing that gets their attention immediately, and then they have to respond.
Like just in all caps, Gibson.
Yeah, something. Well, no, that's pretty lazy. You could do something like I don't know. I can't think of anything on the fly because I don't have anything to talk to Gibson about right now. So, but yeah.
That man deserves to overtake you. I have overtaken him. I overtook him.
He has overtaken me.
I've
I've been trying to catch up to him so we could do the race again, but he keeps being so good at YouTube.
Yeah, you have to remember, Aiden. When I came on YouTube, Aiden had like 200 subscribers, and I had like 0. And now I'm almost at 1,700. And he's still like at 9.
I love when he sums it up like that. Makes me feel good about myself. Wait,
Well,
Kiki, was that a gizzard mug? Oh no, this is my bull shark mug with the broken handles because the handles were so well made on this.
At least he didn't spend 30 minutes making a top 10 list.
Making a top 10 list. Hey, people liked watching that, okay, boy? You gonna?
I think Kicking Coffee is a great podcast.
Hey, thank you. See, a lot of people
it's not video, it's a podcast. I don't watch it, I just listen.
That's what a lot of people have been telling me, that they're like, they just turn it on and listen to it in the background. And I was like, that's really cool. I'm glad that people are enjoying it. That's the point of Kicking Coffee. I don't want to put too much effort into it. So your parents don't count Kiki. No, they don't watch my shows.
So
they don't watch my stuff.
So one time,
not much.
I messaged Gibson, hey, do you want to talk sometime? Then a week later, I said, I'll take by your week of silence that you were busy. And then he almost immediately responded with, no, it's just me taking my time to think. I'll get back to Eric eventually. And then over and over again until I just didn't. And then I said, that makes sense.
Just message Gibson, my mom died, to get him into a conversation to talk about cheese. Now he's thinking, Dino Bill's thinking on the correct measure lines right there. He knows
my mom died.
That's what I do to get Gibson's attention.
Your parents don't count, Key.
I want to talk to Dino Man. Let me join the stream, you hack. No, I already denied Fiasco.
Well, I need to leave soon anyways. I was going to leave 30 minutes ago, and then I got distracted.
Oh, well, then I'll just end the stream. I don't want to talk to Camosaurus.
Oh, boy.
Yes, just turn it on.
Camosaurus is the superior one of all of us. If we take how good you are as a person, as far as subscriber count goes, then that would mean...
No, Camo's got Camo and Cola, you butt nugget.
Then that would mean that Camosaurus is better than everyone here.
Yeah, but we know that's not true because of the gaming aloe. He revealed how crappy DinoTube is right now, and that
who's the gaming aloe?
Is the lowest of low. I think that's what his name was, but he made this. If you go to Gibson's second to most recent community post, there's a comment on there from the gaming aloe, and he says how DinoTube is so crap right now, and all the content is really crappy. He says, like, no offense or whatever. Then he goes into Camo and he says Camo went from mediocre to absolute hellscape. And I was like laughing like
Hold on, I need to see this.
He was like totally roasting Camo, and then he was like complaining about how everything at DinoTube's crap except for the stuff that takes weeks.
Camo, I think your stuff is great. Hold on,
I think half of Camo's stuff is great. The other stuff is just good. Which is obviously equivalent to Hellscape. Wait, is it only certain streams patrons can yeet on to? What are you talking about? Oh, you mean the patron goal? That's for when we reach 10 patrons on Patreon. We'll do a stream where all 10 patrons can jump in and come with me, but they're like, join the thing, but only the time limit per person and one at a time. And we do it in a row. And then the 15 patron goal is going to be a stream that's exclusive to Patreon so that only you guys can see it. So nobody else will be able to watch, but only patrons. So I think that'd be kind of fun to do. Just little goals, I guess, that are going to make it
dimension hopping.
What do you call your friend when he turns into a tyrannosaur? An armless freak?
I agree. King Egypticus, Aqua Seas is amazing. Clearly, the gaming owl does not know about Aqua Seas.
Yeah, Aqua Seas is the best thing. Is that Try Not to Laugh challenge? We're releasing that on the 8th.
Yeah, the 8th. Yeah.
For the birthday of Aquat CDs? Sweet.
Yeah. And do you want to make a thumbnail for it?
I can make a thumbnail for it.
Okay, thanks. I mean, the thumbnail that's already on it is pretty good, but I think it needs some words on it, you know?
What's the thumbnail that's on it right now?
It's, you know, Camo looking very happy.
Or did you already like take a picture like that, or is it just randomly that it?
No, it's just the random one.
Okay, I'll just find a nice picture of maybe I'll just make it like chaotic or something. I'll have all of our faces just weird, you know, from Aquat CDs, and I'll just do like try not to laugh.
Yeah, so Camo, so me, Aiden, and David, we got together, and we were like, because Aqua Seas, you know, just hit
Aiden,
100
David,
subscribers.
and I.
I don't care, grammar. So, we got together. We were like, we should do a special video. So then we were like, we'll do a try not to laugh challenge. Well, actually, Aiden suggested it to me. And so then we got together, and then I edited it. And
because
then
he already downloaded all the videos.
Because I was going to do something like that before. And then, oh, I found it. I uploaded it. It's on Aqua Cities right now. Because I didn't realize that you weren't really paying attention to Discord. I should have, but you know. Hey, it makes you feel any better, Camo. We didn't tell Gibson about it either. So
yeah, only the founders of Aquat CDs were a part of this.
Yeah, only me, Aiden, and David. Me, Aiden, and David.
Okay, I'll give up.
Okay, I found Gaming Owl's post. It's on Gibson's community thing. When he said, on a scale of Camosaurus to Chris Hemsworth, how emasculated do you feel? And,
yeah, if you want to read it out loud, just make sure you censor the bad words. There's a couple of them in there.
All right, I will. No offense to any DIIINO right now, but where the hell is the good content of even a year ago? We all just at the point now where it requires so much editing to keep a stable profit. I honestly think the reasonable days of YouTube had, sorry to say it, most DIINO has gone to hell. Camosaurus went from mediocre to absolute hellscape again. Just as a quick nitpick of mine, because I haven't seen quality content from anyone except the people that put days and weeks on editing. If you agree and read this comment, congrats, and I will really hope we can get out of this bleep hole content dip.
I think that is great. That is
I think that some of this stuff is great.
I think it's funny.
I'll make my own, gosh darn it. Does this guy not realize to edit my freaking... I know, right? You edit like all of them.
Yeah, fun
I've never watched any of your videos, though, Bronchi.
Since we're coming up on, hey, maybe we should do like a little fun. What if we did like a little Aquat CDs live stream and just talks about creating Aquat CDs for the 1-year anniversary?
Yeah, sure. We can do that. Anyways, I've really overstayed. I need to go. So I'm going to say goodbye before I get distracted again. All right. Goodbye, people.
Alrighty. Bye-bye, Eric. Thanks for joining in, my DIIINO.
Bye.
Oh, boy. And our Eric is gone. Can you edit one of my vids for Aquat CDs? No. Aquat CDs is like about the people in Aquat CDs. Wow, this guy has very high boundaries in terms of quality content. I know. That guy is fantastic. He's really great. There was one part of it that I had a comment to make on. What did he? I think it was part of the beginning of the thing that he. Oh no, not Bionicosaurus 2.0. That is beautiful too, but that's not what I'm looking for. Oh, okay, it's not the second most recent anymore. It's the fourth. Where is it? No offense to any DIIINO right now. The good content of a year ago at point required. Oh yeah, the point. It's to the point now where it requires so much editing to keep a stable profit. This guy says it like I don't know how many subscribers this guy has. He has 38 subscribers. This guy's never got monetization for his channel ever, because the old threshold was 100 subscribers. He doesn't even have 100 subscribers, and the new one's 1,000. So he's never had monetization. So I wonder how he knows how much what you have to do to make a stable profit. For one, I don't think anybody inside DIIINO has a stable profit besides maybe Bioniclesaurus and maybe Kayakasaurus make a more level profit than any of their other guys. But it's not like stable. I don't know what he thinks he knows about the actual YouTube algorithm and how the monetization works, but I don't think he knows anything at all. I need relevance. I'll replace the hand, Kiki. Please, I'll eat a mango. Add me now. You want to add enough? You're here. Wow, this guy has very high... Oh, I already read that. Kiki, invite me so we can discuss. Fine, because we haven't done it in a while. I'll let you in, you whiny little baby. But I don't want to have the stream on for too much longer, so I'm going to get off soon. I'm sending it to you through Discord. There you go. I don't think Fiasco's still here. Now I'm thinking about it, Fiasco asked first. Yeesh. I've compared a stellar sea lion to Ambulocetus natans. I kind of believe that Ambulocetus lived like a sea lion, maybe having the same niche. Well, sea lions live inside of saltwater. Ambulocetus was a freshwater animal. So, yeah. But, what is it, Rhodocetus? I think it's Rhodocetus was the saltwater equivalent to not Pakicetus, Ambulocetus, which is basically the same body design. Oh, did I? Oh, I copied the link up there. Oopsies. My bad. There you go. That's the right one. There you go, Camo. According to Social Blade, Kayaka made up to 50K per month, though I highly doubt. Yeah, he did not make 50,000 a month. That's not. No, that doesn't. He doesn't make that much money. I guarantee he does not make that much money. Does whatever a DIIINO can, recorded at 1:30 a.m. That's like one of the best Ocpot CT's videos. Camosaurus is now in the stream with his
There
camera.
are no good Ocpot CT's videos, you lot. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Oh, yes, there is.
Yeah, there's so many.
There's so many.
Yeah. Do you know what makes me sad, Kiki?
What?
When, you know, I spend some time editing a video, yeah? I spend a good time editing it. And I release it. It gets, you know, a few views, you know, 400, 500, 600 maybe. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's not bad. You know, I put in some effort. It wasn't bad. And then I see Bioniclesaurus uploads, and it comes up with this video called "I Am Weird Fishbird," and you know, it just.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You know what
Don't you love it? Well, it's mostly because he has such a big subscriber base that he has more exposure to people that are willing to watch. No, YouTube isn't fair.
I am Weird Fishbird.
YouTube isn't fair, my dude.
Anyway, mini rant over. Just a hot take, you know.
A hot take. Everyone gives the name that hot take, and then everybody just started doing hot takes.
That was so dumb.
So dumb.
That genuinely angered me when he did that. I was like, why have you tagged everyone?
We all have to embrace our Lord and Savior, the Gaming Aloe, for expressing and revealing the dirty truth to DIINOTube and to the evil Camosaurus.
I will admit, my content lately has been nothing but like trying to get some money for the month while I'm busy at school. But you know. Anyway.
But it's okay because you know I'm a good person at heart.
If you like pina coladas.
I have an idea for an Aquat CDs vid. Make a Yeet Kana Island vid with Thanos, millions of views. Get Dino Man that message. Send that to Dino Man. He's the one who does Yeet Kana Island. So
yeah, not us, you loser.
Yeah.
God.
We all have our own schedules here. Yeah, we all have our own random crap that we do. Camo is, ironically, Camo is actually the one that takes the most time to make sure his content is consistently valuable. And you wouldn't
I've
think
only
that
uploaded like 3 videos.
you were the first person we added to Aquat CDs because we're like, oh yeah, Camo does, you know, SHIT posts all the time. He would
And then
love
I
to
actually
do this.
uploaded like.
And then he takes it seriously.
Yeah.
Well, not like Eric seriously, like the first parts of Aquat CDs, but like
Yeah.
he takes the actual videos seriously, like not in terms of content, but like how he makes them. He takes it seriously, which is just hilarious.
And then Gibson, the perfectionist, comes in and it's just, the birds sound like chainsaws. Look at me.
Well, it's the true nature of Aquat CDs. You can't really complain.
People are gonna start thinking I hate Gibson. I don't. I
do.
like making fun of him.
Everybody hates Gibson just a little bit.
Well, I hate him a little bit. But
Anybody who has less subscribers than Gibson has a little bit of room in their heart for hatred for Gibson.
Oh hell yeah! I hate everyone that has more subs than me.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's the only part of you that I hate is just the fact that you have more subs than me. But
yeah, screw that shit. Don't worry, it'll be soon. It'll be soon. Wait till the growth tile comes out. I'll be a fart in the wind.
A fart in the wind.
Remember that Scottish kid?
Remember that Scottish kid?
Wow, he's so irrelevant now.
He was mediocre, and then he went absolute hellscape and
Even the
disappeared.
small Dino tubers have at least 10,000 now. He's still.
Oh my gosh! What a loser!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
You know, since I uploaded that Billy episode, I've gained like 30 subs. I don't even know why. I'm like, okay, cool.
Because you made another video.
I know.
That's it.
Yeah, people are like, oh my god, it's Billy. And then I'm just like, yeah, he's back, guys, obviously.
This is a long stream. How long is this stream?
Your mom's a long stream.
I bet.
A long stream of awesomeness.
That's 2 hours.
Tell your mom I said hi. And she's cool.
I will.
Not your mom. I'm talking about the person that commented.
Oh, yeah. Well, they can do that.
Tell your mom to make me a sandwich.
Yeah, the flossing video is definitely Camo's weakest work in terms of actual time put into.
You know how that happened, though.
I know how that happened, but still, it was very Aquat CDs. So there's nothing wrong with that.
That was my most Aquat CDs video.
Yeah, that was the most.
How I feel about
two members of Aquat CDs who have not done anything, which is Artsy Dilo and Kikizilla101 are part.
He's so artsy, dude.
Yeah, well, he is uploading his Aquat CDs video within the next couple days, so he'll be. He's not going to get kicked out, but Kikizilla101 we're kicking in the butt, telling him, "Hey, dude, you have to make your Aquat CDs video, otherwise we're going to kick you out."
Yeah. Wait, can people even get kicked out?
Yeah.
If what?
We have remember the little constitution we have? If you don't make a video within a reasonable time, then you're going to get kicked out, and you have to make at least, I forget how much it was, but it's something. We have a certain quota that we want for people in there. If we kick him out, then we'll just, I guess.
How many subs does Aquat CDs have now?
It's over 100.
Oh, cool.
Which is pretty cool.
If
Gibson gave it a shout out, he'd get a big burst, which would be nice.
I gave it a shout out ages ago, and no one subscribed.
I know, but if Gibson, uploaded the trailer or something, that would be great.
Yeah, come on, Gibson. Come on, Gib.
Aiden, I have your Rex. Oh, you got the Roaring Rex? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I hate it.
Do you have it? Did you finally get it? This figure is great.
It looks like it's trying to reach the top shelf.
Yeah.
Constantly. Where did my mom put the cookie jar? Oh, God.
You're just hating on this sexy beast.
I am. I don't like.
Awesome. So how do you like the Kikizilla101 and the Stemno? I'm really excited. Did you record an unboxing video for it?
Oh my God.
He's trying to get back into the YouTube.
If I see Gibson upload another review, I'm going to kill myself.
Why? You don't have to watch it. At least he's making videos. Just think about it usually this would be a gap where there's no videos being uploaded, but he's just uploading reviews. There's no big deal.
I prefer that. No, I'm just kidding.
You're such a... Now I understand why you're such hellscape.
I'm such a hellscape, man. Gosh darn it.
It's not made out of rubber. It's just made out of the normal Collecta material that's a little bit more pliable.
Oh,
it can bend a little bit more. But it actually does have some solid. It's just a little bit more soft.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've got figures on the way as well, guys.
Oh, you do? Which ones?
Yeah, I pre-ordered the Black Series General Grievous. Yeah, there you go, guys. No one. Okay.
Oh, absolute hellscape.
I'll see my way out.
Yes, I did, but the camera work is bad. How is it bad? All you have to do is just set up the tripod and point it down at your box while you open it up.
People are dumb.
Yeah, I think the Rex is a 4. You think this is a 4? You guys are so rude to this Rex. I understand if you have some gripes with it, but this is a really great figure overall.
I give a 0. Like that's just it totally fails as a figure.
Yeah.
Look at it. Look at it.
I bet you'd say the same if I held up a mirror.
No, I wouldn't. Wait, if you held up a mirror to your face, then yes.
No, if I held it up like this. You wouldn't be able to see what's in the mirror if I held it up.
If you held it up, it would just be a picture of my channel icon, which isn't my face. So.
Which would still be 0.
Well, no, my channel icon's sexy.
Can't wait to unveil the Stratosaurus Nasicornis and Paleoguy. Oh, did you draw a picture of Stratosaurus Nasicornis? Sweetness, my dude. Stratosaurus is
Stratosaurus Nasicornis. Look at me. I'm so smart.
I like Nasicornis better than Dentis.
Nah, Dentisocats is the best.
It's too chubby.
No, chubby's cool though.
I don't know. I like the more slim proportions of Nasicornis, and
nah, I like my bulky boy.
Well, that's fine with you, but I like Nasicornis better.
Well, that's fine. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I really like the Dentisocats a lot more.
Fair enough.
Big.
I'm really gaining a lot more appreciation for Stratosaurus. Stratosaurus is really cool. The 3 horns, the long teeth that actually stuck past the bottom of the jaw.
This is what I've been saying all these years, guys, and no one believes me.
Your picture's wrong, Camo. You're not a true Stratosaurus fan. It doesn't have the long teeth like it should.
Shut up, Crow-Druid, okay? Shut up.
Well, it's still wrong, and you're supporting a wrong Stratosaurus.
But you could see a bit of its teeth poking out.
Well, they should be past its jaw.
I still love the Papo Stratosaurus so much.
Oh, the Papo one is freaking awesome.
I think it might be my favorite model.
Just period?
Yeah. I love this thing.
I'm going to be doing a review on this one pretty soon, so I hopefully...
Oh my God, it's so hot.
Hopefully you'll agree with
Look at it with its little stubby legs.
I'm really excited to get the Collector one, though. I really want to get that one.
I don't like the Collector one, even though, you know, you're kind of looking at
profile picture.
Well, really, it's not. It's just a Ceratosaurus with the Collector color scheme, because I do like the color scheme.
Yeah, but what's wrong with the...
I don't like the head.
The head's accurate, for the most part. Let me look at the picture of the head again.
I maybe need to see it again, but like off memory. Something about
Ceratosaurus.
I'm just not a fan of some of Collecte's, like, I don't know, some of their stuff. I'm not very hyped for the Baryonyx or the Carno.
Well, the top jaw could be curved up a little bit more, but very slightly. Other than that, they got like everything with the head spot on.
I don't know what that is then.
I really like the head. The paint could be applied better for sure. It looks very painted on there. But
I need to look at it again. It's been a while.
Check it out. Hells yeah. I'm excited to get my hands on that one eventually. I think that's my next most hyped collector figure, along with the Astemnosuchus.
That Astemno looks a cool looking figure.
Oh yeah. That sound you just made needs to be added to Aquat City's the rees. Everybody does that. Yeah, David does it better. Sounds like a retard when he does it. Sorry. I can draw it. It's massive. Wait, what can you draw?
Yeah. It's massive. I can draw it.
What are you talking about?
Sector clear. Sector not clear.
I can redraw it. It's massive. What are you talking about?
He's talking about the artsy.
Oh, you're talking about the Collecta Strato is massive. Yeah, I know that thing. Oh, you're saying you can redraw Camo's icon.
Well, I don't want you to.
He just got that one. Why would he want to redo it immediately?
It's a really nice looking icon.
Yeet.
And I have a banner that matches, so it's cool.
I'm gonna get off now. Bye, everyone. See ya.
See ya. Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Yeah, it is like similar size to the Torvosaurus, which is really unfortunate. So the Stratosaurus from Collecta is very, very big.
Like the size as well. Yeah, you know.
But I like the sculpt.
Is the underdog, you know. You know what I mean? He's the little boy. It's not much, but it's honest work, you know. He just kind of freaking runs around, kills stuff, and gets bullied by Allosaurus. And that, you know, I respect him for that. He does.
I think that it would have operated in a different niche and probably wouldn't have to have competed with Allosaurus too much. But yeah, if it came across one, a couple Allosaurus might kill a Stratosaurus.
Oh yeah, there's definitely been massacres of these guys.
But I really do think Stratosaurus is
many
cool.
a belly.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I love them though. They're so cool.
They just look cool. Their heads are awesome.
Yeah, I really don't like the Metalceratosaurus.
I can understand that if you're a big Stratosaurus.
The more I look at it, the head sculpt bothers me more and more.
Oh yeah, but it looks better than the Jurassic Park 3 one.
Oh, well, there wasn't a Jurassic Park 3 Ceratosaurus, I don't think. Made as a toy. There wasn't.
Oh well, I'm just talking about the head sculpt, or like the head shape of the Jurassic Park 3 one is less accurate than that one.
I mean, it's less accurate, but like I like it more because this one just looks goofy to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's painted weirdly. Maybe I'd like it if I had the right coloring.
I mean, I can kind of see what you're talking about with the eyes on it.
Yeah, the eye, that is the main problem. Its eyes look so weird. Yeah.
Yeah, that I can kind of see that one. I like the sculpt of the Collector most. But that's interesting. I didn't think I'd hear you say that.
Well, it's just I really like the JP3 Ceratosaurus design, like especially in Jurassic World Evolution. That's gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
But like looking at the toy I have in front of me is like, what is your face? Please.
Ooh, that Safari trike looks really good at that angle. I like the
Safari trike looks good at every angle. What do you mean?
I know, but certain angles it looks cooler than others.
I love the Safari trike as well. It's a really cool thing.
Do you have that one?
No, I don't. But like, I can admire it from afar.
Yeah, you should get it to be Buck's girlfriend.
Oh, should I? I already have a figure for that, actually.
Ah, yeah. Spoilers.
You'll never know. Well, I don't. I've told people already in the summary.
Oh.
Not summary. What is it? It's like
synopsis.
Kind of. Yeah, that's it. There you go.
She was mentioned in the synopsis.
Not her. I haven't told her name or anything, but I've said that he has a mate.
Oh.
A little bambino.
A little bambino.
A little bambino.
A little bambino.
Mucho.
What figure does Cam want next? Probably some Safari. I mean, Star Wars one, not Safari.
Well, model-wise, I'm gonna say, because yeah, obviously, I can't wait for General Grievous. So
okay, so let's answer what they're trying to ask in prehistoric figure.
What do I want next? Let's see from 2019. Is there any figures I want from this year? There's only like one figure that I really. Oh well, I want the Gargo, but not as much as the Safari Styracosaurus. That's my big boy.
Safari?
Yeah.
Ceratosaurus, the old 2012 one?
Sorry, I said Styracosaurus.
Oh, Styrac. I thought you said Ceratosaurus. My bad.
No.
Is Aiden's sister single? I have a problem. Yeah, she is, but she's not on the market. What figure does Camo want? I already read that. I don't know why, but I'm not a really big fan of Safari's Styracosaurus.
I'm just not a big fan of Safari and Jet. No, No, I don't know. I really like it. It stands out from the rest of the garbage. From the, nah, I'm just kidding. It's not garbage, but from the I don't know. You know my problems, and you don't agree. But anyway, yeah. It just stands out to me, and I also love ceratopsine. So
Camo secretly wants the like plesiosaurus.
I do want it, so I can kill it. Let's go.
That would be enjoyable.
Safari Spino is one of my most hyped figures because I know how much money it's going to give me. I'm like, yes, please.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. Same with the Schlag Plesio. I'm like, please. I'm just raking in the money, please.
Liz.
That sounds really scummy. I'm sorry, guys.
It is scummy because you're a scumbag.
But you guys enjoy the videos. I enjoy making them. So, like, why can't I just make a little cash on the side, you know? Hoo-hoo.
Hee.
Yeah. I mean, collecting, I'm not hyped for any of their figures this year, which is...
Oh, the step was a little thinner than I thought it was going to be. You do not take very clear pictures, Caesar.
Are you hyped for anything from collecting? Because I'm not hyped.
This year?
Yeah, this year.
Major league hype for the Carno.
I'm not.
Really hyped for the Carno.
I don't know why. I just don't like Collecte's new big theropod kind of thing.
What do you mean?
I just don't like it. Any new theropod they come out with, I'm just kind of...
I think the Carno looks great.
I'm just a bit underwhelmed. I don't think it looks bad or anything. Trust me, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a personal thing. I'm just underwhelmed.
Yeah.
Underwhelmed.
I'm also really not quite as excited as I was, but I'm excited for the Baryonyx.
I couldn't. I just collecting in general for this year. I'm just not very hyped. It's not like they've done anything wrong. It's just collecting again. You know, they haven't.
I've been really excited about getting collective figures because I've more than half of my shelf here. This long 10-foot long shelf. More than half of it is just safari crap. And so I was like, you know, I should say crap because I love a lot of it. But I really want to get more collective stuff because I think Collect is like the second best company to Safari, in my opinion. And so I want to get some more of their stuff because they have a lot of good stuff that I've wanted for a while, but I haven't actually gotten them. So
nice.
But yeah, I don't think there's any other figures from Collect 2019 that I'm really excited about.
I think also my problem is I've obviously not been collecting models for like a year now, so clearly I'm not, You don't belong in this community. Get out of here, Camo, you stupid freaking loser.
You loser.
You don't like models anymore? Go kill yourself.
Oh, God, we're getting into some grim territory here.
I'm just sad.
Dinosaur?
My favorite companies stopped making the one thing I wanted them to keep making. Freaking Eofauna, please, give me some more mammals again. What the hell?
Oh, your favorite company was Eofauna?
Yeah, and because they're so like good and consistent with like the two freaking mammals they made.
Improved. They went a little bit down with the Giga compared to the Paleoloxodon, but
the Paleoloxodon was perfect. That's the
Paleoloxodon.
There's no way you can get better. Genuinely, that was a perfect.
I really want to get that in hand because I want to review it and I want to see if it would get a perfect score.
Oh, I love that thing so much.
And on top of getting the card, it could get a bonus point. I could see it possibly easily getting a 21 out of 20. So,
I think it's just perfect. I don't think they could have ever done better.
I'll see once I get it in hand. Yeah,
I just want Eofauna to make a freaking dire wolf for me, please.
You really want your dire wolf, don't you?
Yeah, and I will not go buy a normal wolf and be like,
well, that's
my
why I betrayed you, Fiasco, because you were gone.
And also your Fiasco Spino, come on. Gosh.
You don't pick on my Fiasco, boy. You want me to kick you out?
Shush, he's in the next episode of Billy, okay? Go on.
Okay, but no more comments towards my baby boy Fiasco.
You know what? Fiasco used to be my baby boy.
Well, he's mine now.
You took him from me.
Yeah, go away.
Well, the brains, they are changing.
Oh my gosh. Chat's kind of dead. We do have 7 people watching, but Not
The
a,
chat. Because we're so interesting, they don't want to talk. They just want to listen to us.
yeah, clearly.
That's a good sign. That means we're doing well, and we should continue.
To be honest, I do kind of want to see Eofauna go back to some Cenozoic stuff. And I want to see them do something other than elephants.
I want them to just make 3 models a year, one from each era.
Oh, that would be kind of cool. But if they're going to keep
Mesozoic, Cenozoic, Paleozoic.
Assuming they're going to keep to the 1 figure a year.
Which makes me sad.
I want the figure I want from them most for next year. Then they can go back to the Cenozoic stuff. I want like a 140 scale Patago Titan or Argentinosaurus or something. Because I think Eofauna would do it. I think Eofauna would do it. If other companies wouldn't, I think Eofauna would. And it would be good. Like, just imagine that big freaking model just sitting on your desk, 2 feet long. That'd be the coolest thing ever. And it goes with the Giga.
I'd like to see them make a Eutyranus.
Dude, that's probably my second pick.
That'd be really cool. I'd love to see how they do with feathers.
Because Eutyranus only has 1 figure, not counting the Reborn figure, which is trash.
That's just a chicken. What are you talking about?
But that's Eutyranus would be really cool.
Out of the KFC fryer and fell into a bunch of boxes, okay?
Like, Safari did okay with their Eutyranus, but I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of room for improvement on that figure. And I really think Eofauna would do great. So I'd say my top 3, like, ones I can think of off the top of my head. I know there's some things I'd like to see Cenozoic-wise from Eofauna, but I think I want to see their Carnotaurus really bad now because I love their design, and I think they do a good, like, 140 scale one. The big sauropod, just because I'm desperate for a big sauropod, and I think Eofauna would be the only one to do it.
I know they're never going to go back to Cenozoic because of how many, like, they do 2 Cenozoic creatures, and no one buys them, I was there.
They get 1 dinosaur, and everybody has it.
Everyone loses their mind.
Because you should have expected this. Dinosaurs make more money.
Yeah, but, like...
It's simple.
I was loyal. I was there from... Well, not the start. I bought both of them, though.
Yeah, but it's only 2. Just 1 person buying both their figures isn't enough for the whole company.
Hey, Matthew bought them both as well, you know.
Well, I know, but...
4 sales, Kiki.
I am going to go back and I'm going to get the Paleoloxodon eventually.
I wouldn't recommend the Step Mammoth.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll get that one.
Because it's really good, but, like, I don't need it.
I might get it once I do Cenozoic Isle.
It's a nice statue, but, like, it's not something I usually pick up and look at, you know? It's like, oh, it's there.
I might just get it because I need some good figures for...
The Paleoloxodon is a big, chunky, like, interesting figure that I will go up and just grab and caress with my sweaty fingers, you know? But, like, I need to get that Giga, though, at some point. But I have so many figures to buy for series right now that I can't, like, afford to buy anything that I don't need. That is, like, model-wise.
I'm trying to ignore it, Fiasco. Just don't bring it up, me boy.
Why, what's Fiasco saying?
Nothing.
Clearly it wasn't nothing, you schnitzel.
What was the thing I was going to say? Yeah. So I think it'd be probably... I don't think that we're going back to Cenozoic stuff with the Eofauna anytime soon. Unless they start doing multiple figures a year.
Yeah.
But... Yeah, Carnotaurus, Eutyranus, or a big Patago Titan. I'm just going to say Patago Titan because I think Patago Titan lives closer to Giganotosaurus than...
I think if Eofauna came back with Cenozoic creatures, it would have to be something like Direwolf that people would lose their minds over. Because there's, like, not been a figure for it, and it's such a popular thing, you know what I mean?
There'd be an appetite for something like that.
Yeah, because, like, I don't think they're going to... go back.
I think they might. They haven't done any aquatic stuff yet, but they might do a really good Basilosaurus, and that's something I would melt over.
I really want a company to make a Toxodon, and I'm really sad about this.
I forget what Toxodon is.
It's such a basic animal. Like, it's kind of like a cow. But it's like really, I don't know. Ever since I saw it in, I don't know why I even saw it in, but I just really liked it. People will understand in the comments.
Was it in Lost and Beasts?
I don't remember. It's just it looks really cool. But it's just like a cow. But like, I don't know. It's like a big tapir kind of crossed with a
I don't
collar.
remember. Oh, I think I might be getting the image in my head now.
Maybe, unless I'm thinking of something completely different. It's not called Toxodon.
What was I doing? Oh yeah, Paleo Gallery.
Watch it, Toxodon.
Stratosaurus. Oh, that's Allosaurus. That's not Stratosaurus. Oh, here it is. Oh, I love the colors. That looks great. The skull shape is a little off, but the colors are fantastic. I think you did a great job with the colors on that Ceratosaurus nasicornis. Great job. Great job. I love that.
Let me check. Ooh. Paleo Gallery. Bada bim, bada bim. Oh, that's hot. I love the green and black in the eye.
Yeah.
Cool.
We need a new Torvosaurus figure, hands down. I agree. Torvo would be freaking awesome. I think Safari would be the one to do it next because if you think about it, they're getting into Morrison stuff, so I'd really love to see Safari make one. But I still think that we need an Albertosaurus more because Albertosaurus is a very popular dinosaur, and like there's only one figure that's an actual figure of it made, and that's the
I really think
Alberto.
I truly believe Safari is going to make a Deinosuchus next year.
That would be cool. The one figure I firmly believe Safari is going to make next year is a Baryonyx.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I could see that.
Because Carnegie stuff, you know, I'm thinking of Carnegie stuff that I think they're bringing back. I think
that's what I was doing for the Deinosuchus. I'm thinking, like, what other marine stuff could they do except
the only thing that's holding me back from the Deinosuchus is I just feel like it's too good to be true. But
yeah, thing is though, they did the Chronosaurus, yeah.
Yeah.
They did the Tylosaurus.
True.
Now I'm thinking, what's the next like Carnegie like thing marine creature? You know,
that was a different niche that they can fill for them.
Yeah, that everyone like loved, and that's the Deinosuchus.
Yeah, I think that might be a possibility. If they do it, I'm gonna be freaking happy because I think if they do a new one, it will finally actually look like a Deinosuchus.
I could see them remaking the Mosasaurus.
I think it's too close to the Tylosaurus. I think it'd be kind of a waste of a slot.
Yeah, I know, but like they made a Prestosuchus.
Yeah, but when you think about it, the Postosuchus was made back in 2008.
Yeah, and the Mosasaurus was made back sometime around then as well.
Yeah, but there's no other figure like Postosuchus they already made, you know?
I get what you mean.
But with Tylosaurus and Mosasaurus, they both look very similar to each other.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, they had Oviraptor, but they made a new Oviraptor to an extent, but they kind of replaced it by doing the genus of
Then think about it. They made Anzu the year before they made, or not the year before, but they made Anzu. So.
Anzu's new, though.
I don't think it's out of the question.
It's not out of the question, for sure. But and maybe they could. But I hope they don't.
I do think it's going to be one of those two, because there's nothing else from the old lines that was, like, aquatic, I don't think. Unless Ichthyosaur, which would be really cool.
That would be cool. It'd definitely be off of the hype of the new discoveries with blubber on Ichthyosaurs and stuff.
Yeah, I could actually see that now, and hopefully they don't put a freaking ammonite in its mouth.
Yeah, we already got one of those. I think
or don't make it giving birth like Collecte did with their Temnonta freak boy.
Oh, yeah. Just a regular Ichthyosaurus for once.
Yeah, why can't we just get regular Ichthyosaurus? I mean, we got Excalibusaurus, which was cool. I like that. I have that.
It's true.
It's a little underwhelming, though. It's quite small. And I don't like the way it feels.
What's another one? Oh, another big wish list one of mine for a Carnegie figure for Safari to bring back is I want them to remake the Maiasaura mother and nest.
Oh, that would be cool.
Set. I want it to be a set, though. I want them to bring back sets with the nest and the mother coming together. I think that would be really cool. Because I don't know if you watched my top 10 on that and you saw that that's my favorite set. Yeah, did you see that's my favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that would be probably one of my most excited ones. So it's like, I'd love to see that.
I mean, see, I'd rather have a new Hadrosaur. What I really want is an Ouranosaurus from Safari.
That's one that needs to be made.
Because the only one we have is the Collector one. And it's really trash. And there's another company that made one, I think, as well. But I don't have.
I think it's more subjective of why I want a Maiasaura more because I like Maiasaura more.
I just think Safari would make a. I'm just really interested what their Ouranosaurus would be like.
Yeah, Hadrosaurs just need more appreciated. I think we need a new Ornithomimid, like just a classic Ornithomimid, not Deinocheirus.
Yeah. Give us Gallimimus. Come on.
No, leave Gallimimus for Papo. Papo needs to make that eventually.
Yeah. We had a Strythiomimus.
Yeah. Or a Ornithomimus. Let's just do an Ornithomimus.
Let's get an Archaeornithomimus, guys.
Now I'll leave that to Papo too.
Yeah. Leave that to Mattel. They're gonna make that.
Another reason why I think it'd be cooler for them to make a Maiasaura set is because then it would show us that they're finally deciding to bring back the idea of actually selling sets, which is something I really want. Because if they, I would actually get their new Pteranodon if it came within a set where there's a flying version and a sitting version. That would be cool. If they sold them together in a set like that, I'd get it. But right now, there's just nothing really making me like, yeah, I need that Pteranodon. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I don't know. I just.
If they do an Tyrannosaurus, Maiasaurus.
I want Safari to make. I forgot what it's called. I don't want to say the wrong name because I'm thinking of something. Oh no, I know. Remember, a Dilophosaurus. I want them to make that because Collectes is like good and all, but it's too big. And I think Safari would get the right scale.
It looks small.
Is it not? I thought it was like the same. I don't know.
I think it's in scale with the Dimetrodon, but it's smaller than it.
I don't like that scale though.
Well, it's a big figure.
Yeah, so that's why I think Safari would.
I think that Dimetrodon is just a little bit bigger than Safari's.
Okay, this shows you because I don't own any of them, so like I just see stuff and they look huge. Yeah, but okay.
The Dilophosaurus looks pretty small to me, so it might not be in scale, but I hope it is with the Dimetrodon. I think it is.
I'm glad we finally got that anyway, though.
Oh, well, enjoy your play, my dude. The Batat Orano looks nice. Oh, yeah, I've seen that one before.
Yeah.
I wish Batat would bring back their trike. Their trike looks great. It's one of my favorite trike looks.
I think if Safari was to do another Carnegie Hadrosaur type thing, I think they'd bring back Corythosaurus. Maybe.
That wouldn't be too bad of an idea. I'd rather see Ouranosaurus, though.
Yeah, definitely. Ouranosaurus is one of the coolest of those boys.
I need to make a Kiki and Coffee episode soon about my wish list for 2019 or 2020 for Safari.
Yeah.
Because even if it doesn't get anything, because they, by now, all of their 2020 figures are already set in stone. We don't know what that is. So I'm not going to try to predict it. I don't like predicting this stuff. But if I make a wish list, then, maybe some of that will become true. But also it might get Safari's attention if they watch it. They see some figures that I and maybe other people in the comment section want. And that could translate into future lines, that we could get eventually.
What I hate is, like, how we don't get these figures that look very similar to modern day animals. But I'd still love them, Like, I really want Archelon, but I don't think I think Safari could make it, but I don't know. Yeah, the big turtle boy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's such a cool creature. I love it in the Sea Monsters when he rides on the back of it.
Would make it pretty cool.
I could see them making it, but I really want one.
It's not a priority, you don't think?
I want that over any other creature that lives in the water, any other marine reptile or anything like that. That's my favorite. I just love Archelon so much.
Marine reptile. I want a Nothosaurus pretty bad. Nothosaurus would be really cool. Yeah. I really would love it if Safari, under some crazy coincidence, made several Hadrosaurids in 1 year. That'd be amazing.
I'd love a Metriorhynchus.
Metriorhynchus. Why am I forgetting all these? I recognize the names. I forget what they look like. Metriorhynchus. What does that one look like again?
It looks awesome. That's what it looks like.
Oh, that's the crocodile.
Yep.
Quadriquaquatl, yeah. Yeah, that
That's
one.
why it's hot. It's got a
That
big,
would be
like,
awesome.
flick tail.
Yep.
Really cool. I mean, it's kind of like the,
A
what was the figure?
Yank-Tyrannosaurus figure would be really cool. I think there's some made by Collecta, which are bad. Of course, they're old. And I think PNSO is making a Yank-Tyrannosaurus eventually. They have the sculpt ready for it. They have a bust of
Yeah.
Tyrannosaurus out. Huh?
Nothing. One sec.
Go Camo, leave soon so I can go on. It's already
Where are you?
11:30. How long has the stream been going on?
I don't know.
2 hours? Jeez, I need to get off.
Yeah, look at you.
I feel bad.
Places to be, girls to see.
Either try to push it and do a little bit longer and have Fiasco join in, or I could just have him join in my next one.
I'd like an orthicone from Safari.
That would be cool.
Just a big ass orthicone.
Orthicon would be really cool.
Or a sea scorpion as well.
Well, I think it's called Camioceros now.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm still gonna call it the giant orthicone.
You sea monsters, weeb.
I freaking love sea. No,
I do too.
I freaking love sea monsters.
I do too, but I'm just gonna make fun of you to make my public image look good.
I mean, you do you, man.
I really want a Safari to make a Didelphodon, Vorax, or a Dolly Crimcops. A Dolly Crimcops would be cool. Collectus is okay.
Obviously, Zephaxinus needs to be made. Like, come on. Why
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I know, right? That would be...
Except by one collecty, like, tube they have, and I own it. And still, it makes me sad.
I don't think Collecta would make a Zyphactinus as good as Safari would make it.
No. I'd also love a Leedzichthys, but I don't know who would make that.
I think
also, I don't know where I'd put it.
But I'm losing more confidence with Collecta with this new leadership. Maybe 2020 will change my opinion around, but I'm losing confidence in them.
Do you know what I'd like to see? A new Tanystropheus from Safari.
That would be a really cool remake.
That'd be interesting.
I don't want them to do the bendy wire neck again.
No, please don't.
But yeah, if they did that, that'd be cool. You know, a terrestrial one with the new reconstruction. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
We need more Paleozoic stuff anyway. Or no, Tanystropheus is Triassic, huh?
Yeah. Triassic boy. We still need more Triassic stuff though.
Yeah, just Triassic stuff.
Triassic is just like, it's the kid no one wants from the Mesozoic. It's like, you know, Cretaceous is our poster boy. Jurassic, well, maybe
yeah,
I guess
Jurassic. Like, yeah, we wouldn't mind a Coelophysis or Costosuchus, but don't give us anything else.
Yeah, I know. Plesiosaurus is where we draw the line, okay? That's it.
That's it.
Where we draw the goddamn line.
That is unfortunate.
Didn't exist.
It'd be really cool if they could make some more Triassic stuff. Because there's a lot of Triassic stuff I don't even really know about.
Oh, I know nothing about the Triassic. That's probably the problem, to be fair.
Yeah. To be fair, that probably is.
Yeah, because it's just... I mean, even freaking Mattel's making Mosasaurus, I'm pretty sure. Which is, like, very strange. Okay, Mattel.
They're making a what?
A Mosasaurus.
What is that?
It's like... It's a thing. It's a sauropodomer.
Oh, they're making Massospondylus, you mean?
Mosasaurus.
Mosasaurus?
Mosasaurus. It looks like a baby. Okay, the actual dinosaur. It looks like a baby sauropod, but no, it's awesome.
Hmm.
It's so cute. Look it up. You won't regret it. Just as a species, I'm like, how is this thing a thing?
Carnegie remakes need retro.
Mosasaurus is like the size of a pig. I'm pretty sure, as an adult.
Oh wow. So it's like a more classic body style sauropod, but it's still very early on in the.
Yeah, it's like it's like Plateosaurus, but it's more. Its body looks a bit more like a classic sauropod. With the
I wonder if it's either like convergent evolution with the bigger sauropods, or
Yeah.
say sauropod that kind of split off and went for the sprawler route, but was less successful.
No, there's different reconstructions of it, so it's hard to tell. Some of them
Oh,
are
is it
more.
fragmentary?
I don't know, but some of them are more like sauropod-like, and then some of them are more, you know.
I'm guessing it's probably fragmentary then if they're.
Yeah, it's cool though. It's just a small species.
Yeah, just
But-
Jurassic period needs some more love, man.
I know everything's just pro sauropods and little.
You know, Herrerasaurus wouldn't be too bad to see from like a company that actually gives a crap too.
Yeah, because we've just had such trash Herrerasauruses.
Eoraptor would be kind of cool to get from Collector. We know that they like.
Spike's one was terrible.
I think that something along the lines of the Sciuriomimus or the Siriumimus from Collector. I think that Collector could do an Eoraptor.
Mm.
I like that.
To be fair, Schleich made Tawa, which is from the Triassic, so.
Oh yeah, I gave so much crap about that.
Hell yeah, because everyone cares. I mean, come on.
What we need is more Rauisukians. Because we don't have, you know, they're so different from each other.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Rudiodon.
I'd like to see a Mamenchisaurus from Safari.
That would be cool.
That would be really
I think that there's actually a pretty decent chance that they could do either an Ampelodon or a Mamenchisaurus next year because it's probably, you know, it's a unique sauropod to make. Or they could be remaking their Brachiosaurus, which I wouldn't mind. If they made a Brachiosaurus
I would
as beautiful as their Carnegie one.
love a Pachycephalosaurus from Safari.
Oh, they need to redo a Pachycephalosaurus.
Why have they not? Is what I
They
would
will. They will soon.
They have to. Come on.
They've done the Dracorex. They haven't done a Stiggy. I don't think they've ever done a Stygimoloch, which they don't need to now because we know they don't.
They never will. Nah.
But unless they start doing the life cycle sets. But
I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
There's the, what was it? I was thinking something. Oh, Rudiodon from When Dinosaurs Roamed America, that crocodilian thing from Triassic.
I've never seen that.
That one's never been made in figure form. Proterosuchus would be really cool. I'd love to see that one. Maybe what's it called? The big, like the armored thing. The armored, like almost ankylosaurid looking archosaur. I forget what it's called. It's from the Triassic. That one would be a cool one to make. You know what I'm talking about?
I have no clue.
Do you remember When Dinosaurs Roamed America?
I've never seen it.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, yeah, you haven't.
You dingus.
I forget what it's called. Yes, Desmatasuchus. Thank you, Hadrosaur. That's what it is. Desmatasuchus.
The name rings a bell.
It looks like a almost like a Polacanthus or a Sauropelta or something, where it has like the spines along the side and some armor along the top, but it's like a Archosaur. It almost looks like an Ankylosaur. It's not Dinosuchus.
Oh, heck yeah, guys. Dinosuchus. Let's go.
Dinosuchus, you know, the one that lived like 70 million years ago. Not like 200 something.
I'd like an Avamimus.
An Avamimus?
Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
It's a cute little guy.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind getting
Also, Majungasaurus would be really cool from Safari.
Yeah,
If they made it like their Monolophosaurus, I'd really like it.
I'm not a huge fan of their Monolophosaurus.
I love their Monolophosaurus.
I just think it's kind of generic looking.
And then Centrosaurus is my next Ceratopsian I want. Well, not Ceratops, but you know what I mean.
Centrosaurus is my second and next. I want a Chasmosaurus.
Oh, Chasmosaurus would be cool, but I just really want a Centrosaurus. Please. Please. God damn it, please.
Centrosaurus needs one.
Yeah.
They both need it for different reasons. Centrosaurus has never been made.
Mm.
And Chasmosaurus is only made by Chinosaur companies and
Collecta. Yeah.
Which is basically a
Which
Chinosaur.
sucks. I have that.
Yeah. So it's like, it's as good as a Chinosaur.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chasmosaurus has been abused, and Centrosaurus has been ignored.
Mm.
I think, and because the Chasmosaurus has been abused, I think it's deserving it first, and then the Centrosaurus should come next. Or they could just knock them out both in 1 year.
Maybe.
I also think Centrosaurus is a little too close to Styracosaurus to come out the year after it. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Because like it's basically a Styracosaurus that doesn't have a lot of big horns on its front.
But it's so cool, though. Come on.
It is. What do
I'd
you
like
guys
a Wendy either, maybe as well.
We're talking about figures we want from new companies, specifically Safari. We've been talking.
Come on, a Wendy Ceratops, man.
Wendy Ceratops seems to be a popular one, but I'm not a huge fan of that one.
Really? I think it's quite cool.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but not something I'm like particularly looking for. That and Xenoceratops are things that people mention a lot that I'm just like, eh.
You know, I'd want to, instead of like a freaking
Torosaurus.
give
That's
me
something Safari needs to make.
Titanoceratops. Just because its name is so cool.
Isn't it like basically just like a big?
It is. It's
Torosaurus.
pretty much like a Pentaceratops.
Oh,
But it just, that name. Oh my god.
that's a pretty cool name.
Titanoceratops. Yeah, it's just. Oh.
I got leather jacket. Hey,
It's pretty huge though. It's a big boy.
Oh, I bet.
I think it's bigger than
I think-
Triceratops, if I remember.
I think it's close to Torosaurus size.
Yeah, it's a big boy.
If not bigger. But Torosaurus, I think, needs to be made because the Hell Creek stuff is stuff Safari's doing right now.
Titanoceratops is Pentaceratops, but huge.
So I guess that would be better than Pentaceratops to have. And Safari really likes making big figures, and in this case, they can actually do it reasonably.
Yeah, because it's very similar.
And by big figures, I mean like big, medium-sized figures.
Yeah. Like
not Brachiosaurus size, which I still wish they would make stuff like that.
Because it's close to Triceratops in size. I think they're either the same size or.
Let me look it up.
Slightly bigger. It's a really cool looking one.
Titanoceratops. I haven't done too much research on this guy. It looks actually pretty cool. It actually looks a lot like a big Chasmosaurus.
Yeah. Look at it.
It doesn't look like a Pentaceratops to me. It looks more like a Chasmosaurus. Still looks pretty cool. Oh man, that skeleton is huge.
Yeah. It's so cool. Okay.
I actually have a lot of it fossilized. Holy crap.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not more popular just from the name.
Like what's it called? Dynamo Terror.
It's just a cool name. And it's easy for kids to remember, Titanoceratops. Come on.
Specimen previously thought to belong to Pentaceratops.
See,
maybe just closer.
Told you smart. What are you talking about?
Skeletal has a reconstructed skull measuring 8.7 feet long, so it's definitely got a smaller skull than the largest Triceratops. Or at least this I don't know if this is based off a holotype though, and not the maximum. Let's see. Description: skull measures 3.9 feet from the tip of the snout to the quadrant, and 8.7 feet from the tip of the. Okay, so it's smaller than Triceratops. According to this. According to Wikipedia, it's smaller than Triceratops.
Still bigger than Penta. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's a lot bigger than Penta. But yeah.
I know Triceratops' head dimensions off the top of my head because it's so cool. It's got 11 feet long skull from the tip of its nose to the end of its frill, and then it's got a 7 foot wide frill.
Another ceratopsine I'd love to see is Avaceratops.
That's a pretty good one.
It's so cute.
They are so cute.
It's just a little baby.
I think they'd make it a little too big, though.
Yeah. But I like its stubby little horns.
Whenever I think of ceratopsians, I think of Safari, because Safari does a good job with their
They do the
ceratopsians.
best by far.
Um,
I'd love for them to. Actually, no, they don't need to. But it's too soon. I was gonna say DIIINO, but it's way too soon. And their last one wasn't bad, but
yeah, I don't see anything wrong with their last Diablo Ceratops.
I really like Schleich's new one.
New one?
Yeah, the new one coming out. I really like it.
Oh, Schleich. I was thinking Collective for some stupid reason.
No. I really like Schleich one.
Schleich's head sculpt looks okay, but overall, I don't really care for the body shape.
Well, what I'm saying is, I prefer their head sculpt to the Safari head sculpt.
Yeah,
but
I think I prefer the Safari one overall more.
Because the Safari one looks kind of, I don't know, its head shape just doesn't seem right to me. It seems too kind of.
I mean, it's more subdued with the actual frill.
Yeah.
But it's more accurate to what it looked like.
Yeah. I don't know.
I also like how calm it looks. It looks more like a natural, peaceful animal. Which like looks a little bit more generic in posture.
Mm.
I'm really looking forward to getting Safari's Diablo soon.
Diablo is just a cool freaking boy.
Yeah, Diablo Ceratops is freaking awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Have you heard of the Momo challenge? I was unfortunately a victim. Sad face. I've heard things of it from my siblings who said that people at their school have been doing stupid stuff about it, and I'm just like, people being idiots as usual, freaking out over something stupid. I would like a Barosaurus from some company. A Barosaurus would be pretty cool. It is a Morrison formation thing that it hasn't been shown too much, but it's too similar to Diplodocus for me to see Safari doing it. Yeah.
I think, like the weirdest ceratopsid in my opinion, yeah, is Udanoceratops. This boy is the weirdest looking thing.
What is it called?
Udanoceratops. I don't know if that's pronounced.
Oh, it just popped up.
It's like a freaking Protoceratops, but it's huge. Like.
Oh, it's actually big. I looked at this. I'm like, it just looks like a Protoceratops. It's actually big. Holy crap!
Obese as hell. It's huge.
So this is one of the predecessors to the Ceratopsians, but it actually got pretty decent in size.
I think it looks really cool just because of how big it is. And it's so, such a big tanky boy.
Freaky.
It's so strange, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like seeing something that's usually small. I saw this picture.
I'm falling in love with that Titanoceratops.
Yeah, I know. It's awesome, isn't it? I saw this picture ages ago with a bunch of like the smaller ceratopsians, and it had Udanoceratops on it, and it was just so huge in comparison.
Oh my god! Yeah, it looks like just a little bit more advanced than Psittacosaurus and some of those other small guys, but definitely very interesting.
It's a big boy.
Safari should do a Brontosaurus Excelsius. I think a Brontosaurus might not be too bad. If they were to do that instead of making a new Apatosaurus, I'd be okay with that.
Zuniceratops they could do as well, maybe.
Yeah.
I like its proportions. Like it's very thin legs.
Have you seen Clayton Pachysaurus' Zuniceratops?
Yeah, I have. That's really cool looking.
You should buy one off of him.
I should.
Have him paint it. I think it'd probably just run you like maybe 15. I don't think it'd be $20. I think maybe $15. Barosaurus has a longer neck and a shorter tail and portion. Yeah, it does, but it would still look a lot like an Apatosaurus type thing.
Have you seen the Beast of the
If they were to do a Barosaurus? No.
It's quite cool.
I don't think so.
Oh, I didn't get any raptors.
Yeah.
I didn't get any raptors from Beasts of the Mesozoic, but I might get at least one.
I'm going to get a Ceratopsian from them. I want to get one raptor still. I'm going to wait for their new repaint of their Velociraptor to come out. I was gonna get their white Sauronethalestes, but I want their new repaint of their Velociraptor. I'm gonna get that, and then I want to get the Diabloceratops from the Ceratopsian. Right?
Was it you that said you didn't like the Pachyrhinosaurus from?
I don't like the colors on it.
I really like the colors on it. I think it's quite cool looking. Their Xeno looks hot.
I don't really care for the Xeno. It just doesn't really look that exciting.
What is wrong with? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't really care for it. I think the colors just don't work for me on the Pachy.
I found a picture of the Dinoceratops while I was looking at Beast of the Mesozoic stuff when I typed up in Google. And it's
I like Brontosaurus more than Apatosaurus because it's more robust in its proportions. I haven't looked at like an up-to-date scientific picture of Brontosaurus or Apatosaurus recently. Let me see. Apatosaurus. I'm going to just type in accurate and see if something pops up. This is a pretty good depiction. This looks pretty accurate.
I think out of all the Beasts of the Mesozoic Ceratopsians, color scheme wise, from what I can see, my favorite.
I think I like Apatosaurus more, probably just because I'm more into longer necks and stuff.
Sauropods bore me a little bit, though.
I've been really interested with them more recently because they're just so fascinating to think about. And when I found out about, they're possibly much more fast-paced lifestyle when they were younger, just how they even got to big sizes, and things like Argentinosaurus just blow my mind. When I saw that spine in person, the actual spine, from its back, the fossilized, as they did. I mean, you've seen it. You saw it on my grandpa standing next to it in the prologue episode of Mesozoic Isle. You can fit in that spine. Like, it's ridiculous. And then you look at their little diagram and you picture the rest of the animal sitting there and you're like, what the? That is the coolest thing ever.
Oh, crap. What is this thing?
That's why that'd instantly be like, if I were to actually go back in time to see a dinosaur, I have dinosaurs I like more than sauropods, but I would go back and see a sauropod just to see how it walked. And that's why I'd go back to the Morrison Formation, because I get like all the dinosaurs that I want to see there. Ankylosaurs, stegosaurs.
I would go to Hellcreeks just to see Triceratops. That boy. My God.
That is something really cool that I'd love to see too. That'd probably be my second pick because Triceratops is awesome. But sauropods would be a little
Imagine going back in time to see Ankylosaurus. Jeez.
That I would like to see. I'd love to crawl up.
Cool, but like compared to everything else.
I would run up and just climb on its back, dude.
It probably would kill you, but
Maybe.
Or it would be really chill and you just sit up there.
It'd either be really chill and I could just hang out on it, or it would
kill you.
It would be really surprisingly active and like buck me off and then smash me.
Yeah. It could go two ways. I think it's worth the gamble.
Yeah. And if it starts really squirming, then I can just have it run and hopefully outrun it. Hope for the best. Ankylosaurus is media got nerf.
Media got nerf.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Saltosaurus is my third. Saltosaurus is actually pretty cool. Actually, that's something I would love to see Safari do a remake for their, the remakes of the Carnegies.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
I think it would look a little similar to the Malawisaurus.
Yeah.
So they might push it off for a bit before they do a Saltosaurus.
I'd like to see Safari do a Europasaurus.
A Europasaurus? Which one is that one again?
It's like a really tiny brachiosaur.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
From Europe. Obviously.
Yeah.
Lived on a little island. It's only a little bit taller than
Safari is pretty cool. Safari has a pretty decent figure of that one. It's not the best, but it's pretty good.
It's not the best, but it's not the best.
It's not the best, but it's not the best.
It'll do.
It'll do. If I could go back in time, I'd love to see the Morrison Formation in Tithonian stage or Yixian formation. The Yixian formation would be freaking awesome. To see you Tyrannus and dinosaurs in snow would be heaven. I mean, that'd be so cool. And Bapiosaurus are like the most adorable thing ever. They'd be these feisty little big chickens just running at you. It'd be the most adorable. I mean, they'd rip off your head if you give them a chance, but it'd be really cute to see. It'd be like a really good guard dog. I'd love to tame one and just have a little Bapiosaurus inside my house.
Boy, this shit ain't arc.
Somebody breaks into the house, they're going to see this big turkey thing running at them with big Freddy Krueger claws.
Nah, I'd have a Psittacosaurus as a pet.
Psittacosaurus is adorable.
It would kill me though. I could just tell I'd lose my fingers to that thing.
Oh yeah, that thing would hurt. I'd rather have a Bapiosaurus personally, but or a Leonolosaurus would be adorable.
I'd have a Mosasaurus, obviously. Just a tiny prosauropod.
Or, you know, a nano tyrant.
It's like the teacup pigs of the, you know, Mesozoic. It just stays as a cute little sauropod forever.
That's a pretty good analogy.
Yeah.
I want Safari to make a baby velociraptor. That would be kind of cool. A little fluffy.
Until it grows up, that it's a demon turkey.
Oh yeah. Well, if you tame it,
more like a 6-foot turkey. Nah, I
mean, when you think about it, if you're able to tame it, it would be just as dangerous as a household dog. So I mean,
well,
maybe a little bit more, but
yeah,
because it wouldn't be quite as tameable.
I'd love a T-Rex pet.
Oh, that totally wouldn't outgrow your house.
Pet T-Rex would be cool.
I honestly think if somebody had a pet T-Rex, it would probably end up dying because it wouldn't get enough food.
I feel like one of the most manageable pets would be like Archaeopteryx or something, maybe.
Oh, easily, yeah. Or Diectodon.
Not Microraptor, though. That thing
a Diectodon would be the best.
I'd be freaked out if there was a Microraptor in my house.
What about Diectodon, though?
X-wing looking ass.
Diectodon would be great. What's the most accurate dino in the JP franchise?
Oh, Diectodon would be amazing. My God, that thing would be.
That was a really late reaction.
Yeah, I didn't hear you.
Most accurate dinosaur in JP franchise.
I would love a freaking Gorgonops as my house pet. Hell yeah, Gorgonops would be really cool. It's not like it would.
I'm gonna say that probably like either Apatosaurus or Gallimimus are the most accurate. Something along those lines.
Is it just me that would want a Kulosuchus as a pet?
That would be cool. A Diplocalus might be better.
Pond in your back garden. Diplocalus would definitely be really cool.
Because it's got a cuter face and it's smaller.
Kulosuchus is like the bulldog of amphibians.
Oh, yeah.
It's just got such an ugly white face.
You know, and you get more use out of the Diplocalus. Once it dies, you could take its skull and use it as a frisbee.
Hell yeah.
That is really morbid.
That is very bad.
I lagged out for a second. Well, I hope you lagged out and didn't hear what I just said.
It will give you nightmares.
It will give you nightmares. I want a pet compy. A pet compy wouldn't be too bad. A pet compy or Eoraptor.
God, this would be so epic.
I think a Diplocalus would be better.
Gosh.
An Arthropleura would be something to show your friends.
That would be horrible. No way. I would not keep that thing in my house.
That'd be really cool to see, if I'm being honest.
Just it rearing up at you. Could you? Hey there! You're not getting past this door, boy.
I don't think it would be as scary as Phoenix.
Think of all the little legs, though.
It doesn't really have legs.
I would have a Pulmonoscorpius as a pet.
Yeah, oh, did I start Arthropleura? Or did I say Anomalocaris?
You said Arthropleura.
Oh, I meant to say Anomalocaris.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oops. Yeah, not Arthropleura. That's too big.
Yeah,
Anomalocaris would
be sick. That fish tank would be awesome.
yeah, Anomalocaris. That's something I really would like to have as a pet. Be like, hey, look at this thing.
I would want a Bronto Scorpio as a pet. That would be really cool.
Yeah, but that thing could climb out of your fish tank.
I would kill myself if that thing was inside my house. Freaking Bronto Scorpio just, hey there, guys, look at me. I'm going to snip your face off.
I just imagine an Arthropoda being impaled on a street.
Okay.
Why?
You know, a Mega Neuro would be kind of cool.
That would be cool, but it'd be hard to keep a hold of because if it gets out,
Yeah.
then you have to catch it with your hands, and that'd be really creepy.
God as a pet.
Imagine having to catch a Mega Neuro with your hands.
Oh my gosh.
Thing has like giant mandibles that could rip off your fingers.
Beelzebufo was a pet.
Beelzebufo would be great.
Giant frog.
Beelzebufo would be
It
great.
would just be. Imagine it jumping inside your room. It would just smash through the window.
Well, that's the unfortunate thing is that Beelzebufo wasn't actually that big. It was like this.
I know.
Which probably, actually, now that I think about it, probably, well,
Maybe.
no, I probably wouldn't be able to break the window. But
if it believed hard enough.
if it believed hard enough, yeah. But the scary thing is that, you know, bullfrogs, African bullfrogs, the biggest frogs today, have like tusks that are like that big. Imagine a Beelzebufo if it bit your hand.
Oh my gosh.
It might impale you with things like that big.
I think it would be horrible.
Yeah. I want a pet Spinosaurus so I can have it eat all those invasive carp. I don't think it would eat all the invasive carp. I think it'd go for something bigger.
I think I would have a Zefectinix as a pet.
Xiphactinus?
That would be horrible.
A Xiphactinus would be really hard to keep control. That's like a great white-sized piranha.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Fine then. I'll say Stephacanthus. Let's go.
What is this? Oh, King Kaiju's messaging me about something. Hasbro made a Carnotaurus figure with muscular long arms. That sounds like Hasbro. Europs as a pet. Imagine like one of the smaller Dimetrodon species. You could have one of those as a pet.
Oh, that would be sick.
That'd be a really sick dog.
That'd be awesome.
Would you mind telling me your favorite and least favorite 2019 Spinosaurus figures, Kayakasaurus include? Well, I'll just order the four. My first favorite is Kayakasaurus's 2019 Spinosaurus. My second favorite would probably be Papo's, even though I'm not really a super huge fan of it. But I am curious to see how it'll be in person. I've reserved one, and I'm going to get one. But I'm excited about the Papo one. My third favorite would be the Schleich, and then my last favorite is the Safari one. Even though the Safari one does look better in hand, and there's certain parts of it that look good, like the detail on the paint application.
Its legs are still broken.
It pisses me off more because the legs ruin a otherwise great sculpt.
It looks like it's just being mugged, okay? That's one.
Its legs have been stolen.
Who stole my bones?
I think that Spinosaurus got into gambling debts with a Carcharodontosaurus, and then their whole gang just came in with some wooden sticks.
Legs look like they were in a museum that was just blowing up in World War II. That's all I can say.
That's the World War II specimen.
Exactly. Its legs are just gone.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Yeah, and I mean, I don't have the Safari Spino, so I can't really speak out of pure experience, but I disagree with how... I mean, David said that he ends up liking the Schleich Spino better, less than the Safari one, which, yeah, the head on the Schleich one doesn't look that great.
I hate the Schleich Spino's head.
I still don't think that it's worse than the Safari one. I'm not saying it's... I mean, Safari one has some nice parts to it. I think the head on the Safari one's way better, but... I don't know. The legs just totally ruined the Safari one for me, personally.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your...
Well, Safari Spino is my least favorite. obviously. I don't like the color scheme, which is just me. You know, it's very, the detail's trash. Every single scale is like the size of my fingernail. I'm just kidding, but you know what I mean. It's all very crocodilian scalation going on, which doesn't appeal to me very much.
I just realized that King of Dipticus, when he actually asked that comment, he was directing it towards you, not both of us, or even me. So that's my bad.
Oh crap! I just think I prefer the freaking 2008 Carnegie Spino in every way.
Oh yeah,
like even the.
But he's talking about 2019 ones.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, how could they have fallen so far?
I don't know.
How could they have done a better job in 2008 than 2019? I even prefer the head of the collector one over that one. Not the head, actually. The head's alright in this one. Sorry, I prefer the collector one over this.
Yeah, overall, I think I prefer the collector one too.
I don't like its eye.
Of all of the more recent, decent Spinosaurus figures, my least favorite is the new Spinosaurus from Safari.
Like, have you seen its eye? It's just like a green circle.
Yeah, it's.
I really don't like that.
Anyways, moving on to the list. So, what would you list the 2019 Safari Spino, the Schleich, the Papo, and Kayakasaurus?
I really like Kayakasaurus one. I'm not gonna buy it just because I don't really buy many models anyway, and it seems like more hassle than usual. So,
well, it's not really. You just message him on Facebook.
I don't know how. Yeah, but I don't know about how he does shipping abroad or anything like that.
Oh, that would be a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, so I'm still gonna say it's probably the best though. Then I think I'm gonna agree with you, Papo, then Schleich and Safari.
There you go.
The Papo one, but I've not pre-ordered it or anything. I'm just.
I don't know. The face still looks a little too like snarly and ogreish to me, and I don't really care for the axolotl tail. But overall, I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to be in person.
Yeah, the tail really bothers me.
Okay, so you don't like the tail either.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. It's really.
Well, how do you feel about the face? Do you see where I'm coming from with like the ogreish kind of like?
I do. I really like this face.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It just, I don't know. It just looks cool.
What's your favorite?
I'll look at that again here. Let me see. No, I like that face. It's very muscly.
Which one?
The Papo Spaniel.
Oh.
It's a very muscly face.
I think it lacks in muscle, in my opinion. I mean, the snarling, like the lips and stuff.
Yeah, I hate the tail.
Gums.
So much.
Yeah, the tail looks
like a freaking Zafactinax. Sorry, not Zafactinax. What am I thinking?
An axolotl.
No.
Coolosuchus.
Orthocanthus or something is what I meant. Orthocanthus. It looks like a primitive shark.
What's your favorite sauropod figure, Kiki? Mine is the Safari Camarasaurus. What about you, Cameron?
My favorite is the... I don't own many sauropods. So out of the ones I own, I'm going to have to go with the Papo Brachio. But out of like stuff I don't own, I'm going to have to say the 2017 Diplodocus by Safari.
Oh, that one was the one I was really excited about, but I was a little disappointed with it in hand.
I don't know. I just like it a lot. It looks really cool. I also really like Diplodocus. So. I do like the Camarasaurus, although I'm not a huge fan of its color scheme. But
color scheme's okay, and the detail's okay, but I think it's more the personality and pose that really sell it for me. Maybe you just got to get it in hand, and maybe you'll fall in love with it like I did.
Maybe. We'll see.
If you ever get it.
The Allosaurus is good. So is the Stego. They're both growing on me, the Allo and the Stego, because I originally didn't like them very much, and then I grew to, like, acknowledge that they're all right, and then now I'm thinking, yeah, they're good. I like them. I prefer them now after the changes they made to the originals, whereas other people are saying the opposite to what I'm saying, so I'm like, okay, maybe I'm weird.
For which ones again?
The Stego and the Allo.
From
Safari.
oh, yeah, I'm a big fan of like overall I'm a big fan of many of the improvements they've made over their past versions. I still think they both have some flaws with them.
I hated how bright the Stego was originally, while also being dull. But now I like seeing all the new stuff. I really like it.
The only thing I don't like about the Stego now, besides the price tag,
oh, that's ridiculous.
is the like weird socks. The way the socks are painted on its feet are weird.
Oh, that's strange. Yeah.
But other than that, I think the Safari Stegosaurus looks great. It's the most accurate Stegosaurus we've
I like
ever
that
had.
they made it darker though. I like they made the body darker.
Yeah, and the sails have a really cool, like almost like glowing to the.
Yeah. It looks a lot better than the original paint scheme anyway.
Yeah, the promos.
And then the aloe, they just kept making that thing more detailed for each thing, like the paint scheme, more weird.
Oh yeah.
I like it.
I like the color scheme overall. I don't think it's the most well applied, at least from pictures I've seen. I think it could be applied a little better. But
I would have preferred many other color schemes to anything with like green and red, to be honest. But
that's fair enough.
With the color scheme they
nice.
gave us, I don't know. I
like the white on it.
Something different, you know.
Yeah, I think they could have done something different.
Because we usually get red and green. They're like the primary Allosaurus colors that anyone will give us. You know?
That's true.
So,
I kind of like the imagery of it though, because it's kind of like a updated version. I'm not going to grab it because its tail is hooked on it, but the green emaciated looking one, the old one.
Yeah.
It's forehead. I think it looks like just kind of a cool redo of that one, which I kind of like.
Yeah. I just would have preferred a different color scheme as well. That's my main problem with most of the figures this year, is that none of the color schemes really jump out at me.
Yeah, I mean the Styracosaurus one jumps out at me.
Yeah,
but
that's my favorite one from this year. I do like that one a lot.
But I don't really like the some of the color choices they chose to blend in. Specifically, the green hasn't sat well with me over time on it. I'll still wait to get it in hand, but in the head sculpt, I don't really like the head sculpt that much. The bending of the back horns.
I will say they've made better Ceratopsians.
Yeah.
I like their Ionosaurus a lot. That's really good.
The Ionosaurus is my second favorite, and my first favorite is the Trike.
The Trike is the best, if you ask me. I want to get the Regali. It's kind of like meh. That one. But maybe that's just because it came out the same year as the Trike, so it was like...
Oh no, the Regali, I have it in hand. I would say it's not that good.
Yeah, I like the Vega from years ago.
Yeah, the Vega is actually really surprisingly good. I never really gave it much attention.
Underrated of all the Ceratopsians from Safari's line.
Yeah, the moment I fell in love with it was when I edited it into the first trailer for Mesozoic Isle, and I was like, dang, the detail really pops on that guy on camera.
Yeah.
And I've appreciated it a lot more because the color scheme does not help the detail. It's a really flat color scheme.
That's a really good Ceratopsian model. It's one of my favorites from Safari.
Yeah, the model itself is actually really well done.
Yeah. I mean, the Diablo is probably my least favorite, maybe.
Really?
I don't like the red eyes at all.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
I think my least favorite from Safari, I mean, just take with a grain of salt since I don't have them all yet, but I do have the Regali, and I by far like that one the least.
Well, that one looks to me the most boring.
Yeah.
I like the Pachyrhino. That's a good solid figure.
Pachyrhino looks pretty decent.
The Zootoceratops looks really cool.
Yeah. Sculpt-wise, I think the Nasuto is probably the third best.
The Inio looks really, really nice.
The Ionosaurus.
That really stands out to me as being...
The pose is great.
Yeah. Because it's not too, like, crazy, you know, but at the same time, it's...
Yeah.
It's interesting. And then the Trike is by far just, my baby. But I really like the Styraco. I'd say it's under the Inio, but I don't know how far.
Yeah.
Thing is, none of them are bad. Like, even the Regali is a decent figure, but...
It's decent. The Regali
is just kind of meh.
It's just got some really contradictory things. Like, it's got some really crisp detail, but then there's some really, like, it makes the parts where the detail gets smudged. Like, it's hand sculpted, but
I have hated collecting Ceratopsians since they changed the scale.
Oh yeah.
Why have they made them so freaking small?
They don't know. Like they used to make some good ones with like the Xenoceratops and stuff like that, and then they
like
changed it all, and they made a Styracosaurus that's too big, and an Ionosaurus and a Pseudoceratops that are too small, and the Regali too.
I mean, I like Finizuto. I think that's not too bad a scale.
It's the same size as the Ionosaurus.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is, boy. It's like
No, it's not.
It's this small.
What?
I didn't think it was either, but Caesar has it in hand.
I own both of them though.
How you own the Ionosaurus?
There's no way it's as small as the Ionosaurus.
Let me look at this.
100%. It's not.
Collecta Sarah.
Thicker.
Or maybe it's thicker, but it's like the same size and scale.
Pretty sure it's a bit bigger. It's still one of the smaller ones anyway, but it's the Ionosaurus is really small.
Oh wait, it is a little bit bigger. Okay, so the Xenoceratops is smaller than I thought it was.
Yeah. I think their best scale was when they did the Medusa and
Utah?
Mercury.
Oh, Mercury. Is that what that one?
And the Nezuto's not that small. I mean, it's definitely one of the smaller ones, but I'm looking at a picture next to the Aino. It like towers above it.
Well, if you have them both, are you able to grab them and show them?
Well, I can't find them right now. I'm looking at a picture online, and it towers above it a bit. I mean, the Aino's horns are a lot bigger, so that gives it some.
Oh, now that I'm thinking about it, they're in Yakana Island, and I do think that the Nasuto is bigger.
Yeah.
Dang, the Aino must be really tiny then.
It is. It's really, really small.
I stand corrected. My bad.
It's fine.
I don't know how it's still going. I have to pee really bad, so I'm probably going to end it here in a couple minutes.
I gotta pee.
And I also have some crap I need to do here. That's why I got the favorite Series 1 Allosaurus. I hate the Safari Allosaurus' color scheme. Really, the Safari Allosaurus' color scheme is fine to me. It's not the best thing, but it's fine.
I really don't like the Sithipati.
Really? I thought the Sithipati was
I hate the color scheme on it. Like I hate the way it's applied. You know, the green is
yeah, the application is poor. It looks very painted.
There's no blending.
Yeah, it's very painted.
It's just color. There's no
colors.
It's like a bunch of leather put together.
Colors. I will give Safari one thing. They did blend the colors on the Spino really well. Even though I don't like the colors.
I like a vivid sail on my Spinos.
Yeah. But the blending of the colors, I think, is good.
Yeah. Just don't color scheme, right?
I don't mind the Sithipati. I don't think it's the best thing. I was more excited for it when it first was revealed than I am now, but yeah. Is the Camarasaurus worth it? I think so. I think the Camarasaurus is great. I just love the face on it so much. It makes all the personality so
I mean, I'd like it more if it didn't have the poo stripes all over it.
The poo stripes?
Yeah.
I don't really think they look like poo in person. They look more caramelly.
Poo stripes.
They're not even really that obvious in person.
Or maybe if the poo stripes went up the neck, I think it would look better.
I think it looks fine. I actually kind of like that they stop at the torso.
I type up Safari Limited Camarasaurus in Google, and one of the first seventh image that came up for me was Safari Limited Camarasaurus 2019 review on the Bionicosaurus 2.0 YouTube channel.
Oh my god!
And it's just the Collecti Plateosaurus.
I left the stream, ate lunch, and watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and this is still going. Yeah, I'm gonna get off right now though.
Yeah,
get out. First time we've had a long stream in a while.
Yeah.
It's been 3 hours now. Holy crap. Anyways, thank you guys all for joining in. Thanks for Camo jumping in and giving me some company when Eric left.
No problem.
Fiasco, I'm gonna have you join in next time. And yeah, so that was fun. Have fun editing. Thank you. I will try. And I think I'll be done with episode 1 completely. I need to go back to editing episode 1 just to finish it up.
When's the ETA of Masters of Power?
Not gonna say because I don't want to make false promises, but hopefully very soon. Very soon.
Okay, fine. Don't tell me then.
Yeah, that's the point, boy.
Shut up.
Holy Grail is the best movie of all time. That movie is actually really funny. All right. Anyways, thank you guys for joining in. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.